gang. Let me hear. On my command. Tell them to bring the fire, fire it when you ready. Ready to start a party, we popping off like confetti. Got a word that is quicker and sharper than your machete. Piercing even the dividing asunder of soul and spirit. We ain't soft though, tell them we ain't soft. With this world we got it, put you to sleep, call it pillow talk. Locked and loaded with this bonus, got a slinger and some rounds. Turn Goliath into a season and a season to fall. If the Lord is for me, show me who is against me. Marching into the trenches, I dare you to come against it. Serving the God of Legion for the repentant is many. Go ahead and be offended. I'm only about who sent me. No regretting. What is this? Tell me what is this? Gave my life to him. Now I step with an army who pull up and stay on 10. We not ignorant to Satan's devices and who he sends. But we vigilant for righteousness we stand. You can bring it all you want. Just know we down for whatever, whenever. We don't intend to back down. Just bring it on. Through the fire, through the storm. We got an army and we ready for war.
It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon, 3:15 on this 5th day of October, coming to you live from our studios, number 14, Warwick Street. It's that Good Morning Tea, right here live on Glory 93.9 FM. If you have your dials locked on the radio, thank you so much. For those who are about to join us on Facebook and YouTube, welcome to the show, everybody. I am Delton. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Sounds you hear in the background is Carrington McKenzie and E-Man, actually E-Man and Carrington McKenzie. Song is called Bring the Fire. Keep it locked, Glory 93.9 FM.
Get into alignment, step onto the battlefield, supernatural at it. They shooting, how I got time to worry about if you tatted. Protected by your spirit, so bring it on with your magic. The saints is ready to rally. I'm sorry, it's going in tragic for his glory. Put him up, go and put him up. Careful how you step. The battle's already won. He the champion in the ref. Every day we choose to live by the victory that he left. Even Khaled gotta know that we the best. You can bring it all you want. Just know we down for whatever, whenever. We don't intend to back down. Just bring it on. Through the fire, through the storm. We got an army and we ready for war.
Yeah, we ready for war. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. You ready? You're ready. You only get your mic. You don't have the right mic? If I talk again. All right.
Testing 1, 2.
There
Hello. Good day. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to those who locked it on Facebook and YouTube. There we are. There we go. We ready. We ready. I'm going to go back because I'm too close to the camera with my Kool-Aid shirt. I'm ready.
Hey.
Everybody, you can bring it all you want. We ready.
Remix. I love it.
Run it again. Run it again. Wheel it up the track. Wheel it up and bring it again. If it's nice, you do it twice. If it's sweet, you got to repeat.
I don't think I've heard that since I was like 17.
Since 17.
That just took me back a bit.
Welcome everybody to that Good Morning Tea. Hope you're having a good Saturday. My Saturday's going. Start off different, but it's clearing up now. It's like a rainy day that the sun's starting to come out.
Speaking of a rainy day, this weather is it for me, to be honest.
Oh, it's very schizo.
This weather right here.
This weather is very schizo.
This weather right here is giving. Sorry, guys. Delton decided to start the show before I got myself together, so
my apologies.
I'm going to get myself together regardless. It's just giving winter's on its way. It's not here, but she's coming.
That's what it does?
Yeah, no, for me, like one breeze blew today. I was like, yeah.
Oh, you found it? So it's a little chill?
What? Yeah. Like I cracked all the windows open. Like, get the dust out. Let's go.
The one breeze?
That one breeze. It was strong, Delton. It was strong. It was a strong breeze, a good breeze. So I was like, nah.
Hope everybody's doing good.
I feel, and because now I get up early in the mornings, as a virtuous woman.
As a waitress woman.
Like the morning weather, that morning cool, is giving November, December. Like that 5 to 6 hour. It's almost chilly.
I wouldn't know what that
Almost. It's not cold, but it's almost chilly.
absolutely no clue.
So I have a strong feeling winter's going to be wintering.
Yeah.
If we don't have snow, I'll be shocked.
I think that's what everybody says, but this is nothing.
No, man. No,
I
man.
get a strong 84. It's like, whoo. It's
You
balmy.
got to speak in Celsius.
It's balmy on out. Oh,
I don't speak
we got a
Fahrenheit.
strong 22.
No, Delton. We're going to get like
We got a strong 22, 23.
I see 18, 17
18?
on the horizon. If I was a betting woman.
If you were.
If I was. If I was.
Mauritius, yeah,
She's
some other folks are
on the
here as
live.
well,
Hey,
but they ain't talk
Marisha.
yet. Y'all say good morning to us.
Very rude. But if we don't say the good morning or we don't sing the song, Arms House. That's what you say back in the day.
What I mean?
Arms House.
Like
Arms House
up
means
in
big
arms?
beef. Everybody fight.
Up in arms?
Yeah. You don't want to bring Arms House? I'll bring Arms House to your mom's house.
Okay, all right. Oy, man.
You don't want to bring no beef? Bring some beef and you'll lose some teeth. Did you just turn my mic off?
I selected something else.
You just turned my mic
I
off.
did not, ma'am. I just did this.
That's how it starts.
So can you hear me now?
Censorship.
You can't hear me, right?
No.
Exactly. I just turned your
Okay.
mic off.
That's how it starts. That's how the government starts to silence you and takes your freedom of speech.
That's how they do it. Hey, Anaya says hello. Hello, Anija.
Good afternoon to
Good
those of you
afternoon.
on the
We're
live.
on the live. I'm just don't mind me look like I'm distracted. I'm not distracted. I'm just trying to share it to my friends
Share it, share it.
so they can
share it.
join us on the live.
You have friends, eh?
Wow.
That was low and that
right
was
there,
uncalled for. I don't know
that
where it came
was-
from. I take that back. I'm sorry.
That right there.
I'm sorry.
That's a stinger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it with persons that follow me on Facebook.
Why? It's already on your Facebook. We had this conversation last week.
I have no friends. So I might as well put it there again.
It's the heavy side for me. It's the heavy side.
Forever alone.
I'm on my
So
own.
y'all go ahead and share it. Share.
Giving donkey. There's no one
There's no one
here.
here.
It's sad me.
Let me put it on my status then.
I feel like I'm sleepy. What's going
Let me put it on my status. Since I got no friends, let me put it on my status. Man,
But one thing you do have, even if you don't have friends,
I have
which
a
I'm
wife.
not saying you don't, you have contacts.
I have a wife. That's all they have. I'm sharing
And you
my
have
wife.
contacts.
Because she ain't on yet either.
Oh, you want to rub in the fact that I'm not married? Eh? That's low, Delton.
I mean, you took it. I put it out there. I'm going to see if you pick it up or not. You picked it up. I then threw it out there. So he's going to pick it up. I'll put it down after you what you did with it.
Okay. No problem. No problem.
So you share with your friends. I won't share with my wife.
Yo, mama, so I feel like that's where this is
That's what
going.
you want to be.
I feel like that's where this is going. Oh,
So
man.
peace. All right, y'all do the thing. Y'all share it for those who are on Facebook and who just sitting down there waiting for us to get started. Who ain't say good afternoon. Hey, type good afternoon to us, man. Let us know you're here. But anyway, good afternoon to you. We already started the show yet? You ready? Not yet. You still share it
With my friends.
with your friends. Share with your friends.
Yeah.
And share with your sisters then who's sleeping.
Yeah.
8
my
o'clock,
sisters
8:22.
getting on the same time zone and wavelength. It's very difficult when you got sisters living literally on 3 different continents. It's a lot going on.
Very much. Oh,
There's
three
a lot
different.
going on. 3 different continents. One's in Europe, one's in the Caribbean, and the other 2 in
In the
Ghana.
Caribbean. It was just in the Caribbean.
I'm the sister in the
Oh,
Caribbean.
you say 3 sisters and no. You don't
3
say. You
continents.
got to include yourself.
Sisters in 3 continents. We are in 3
Yeah,
continents.
but I thought you said that you had
How can I-
sisters in 3 continents. That's what I thought you said.
Okay.
I was like, you have? Like, hold on, who was in the Caribbean? That's like another one is out here? I didn't know.
I'm the one. In the,
Okay, all right,
in the,
makes sense.
Sorry, in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean. Wonderful.
yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Sin is coming in. Sin is here. Alan is here. All the people are coming in.
They're
As y'all
coming
come
in,
in.
slowly but
Y'all
surely.
saying good afternoon to us. So we
5,
like it. Yeah,
6.
Oh.
We go in acapella, we go in
With-
click
with it?
track, we go in.
We gonna
go
sing it?
in.
We can.
What we doing?
We can do Fridays.
Right.
We can do it. We can wait.
Okay, let's go.
You
You got that. Good morning to you with Brother Delton and V. Vera Aqua, other faces you see. Impactful, insightful, delightful by far. Delton's signature laugh and Vera's kiki haha.
Good morning.
Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Very high. Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Sip
that.
We started with the popular and shift the topic to the strange. You better come in fast because the topic's on the stray. Faithful are the followers, the sipping on the tea. tea. From wars to beefs to governmental policy.
Good morning.
Hey, sip that tea.
Good morning.
Thank you. Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah. Sip that tea.
Good morning. Hey.
Impulse capacity when they're closing on the final fact. And in my Vera voice, my show just got hijacked. Understand your popularity. Even prophets and bishops gotta have that morning
Good
tea.
morning.
Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, sip that tea.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, sip that tea.
Good morning.
Sip that tea.
Is there one more verse?
No, it's 3 verses, and I did all of
closing
them.
on the final facts. My show just got hijacked.
We just did my show.
I
Just got
I
hijacked.
passed down to walking ready.
We both just said my show just got hijacked.
All right.
And I literally did not drop a lyric.
You didn't. Thank you to the
And we were
audience.
supposed to end with the church say
Yeah.
but you wasn't in the right frame of mind.
I wasn't. I thought
You
one more
was
verse
out
coming.
of
I
the
ain't gonna lie to
spirit,
you.
man of
I
God.
didn't, the key change got me. The key
It's
change.
easy to feel like there's more verses when you're not the one rapping. It's very easy.
The key
very
change. The
easy
key
to
change threw me
believe.
off. I didn't
Okay,
take
fair
into
enough.
account the key change.
Fair enough.
I was like, listen.
But good morning, one. Good morning, all.
Good morning, big. Good morning, small.
Good morning, short. Good morning, tall.
Good morning,
to all.
all you know, everybody, all
Thank
y'all.
you so much for
Laddie
joining
daddy,
us this morning.
everybody.
This afternoon.
Good morning, this
Even though it's morning, it's afternoon here. It's morning somewhere in the world, which is why this show will always be
Always be good morning
that
tea.
good morning tea. Why? Because we international.
International, extra large.
International.
Sorry, extra large,
I never
international.
understand why they put the logos
On the next
back
side, yeah, they want you to be left-handed. For some reason, they want you to be left-handed. But welcome everybody. Hey, Joy Nate Gibson is here.
Oh gosh, now my lip is on that side.
Yeah, it is. Put it down.
Oh.
This is the bass drop for me. We got Sin Smith in the building. Who we said good afternoon to. We got Alan Wilson. Alan's giving a wave. We got, of course, Marisha and Anaya is here. And Jody Ann Henry says,
It sounds like you didn't respond.
give me a second, guys.
What it sounds like. It sounds like Delton did not respond, and Jody's greeting this morning is thanks for responding, Delton.
Good morning.
But while Delton gets his act together, it is always a pleasure to be with you.
Yes.
Whenever it is we get here. Today,
Yes.
Delton was the late one. I waited for an hour, and he wasn't here.
I really thought we were
But
going to
apparently,
That's
he
fine.
should be allowed to have one, seeing as I have several. So I figure he's correct.
Several sounds like a little bit too little bit. I would have gone like multiple, like.
Several and
Deep.
multiple, do they not mean the same?
And that sounds like 7.
Several.
And it's way more than 7.
Isn't several more than a few?
Yeah, it is. But I would have gone.
And a few is more than a
I felt
couple.
like a whole lot, a heap. Like my whole life, I had to fight.
Jody Ann said that's why he didn't respond. Well,
Yeah, I apologize.
we also have Miss Mary who is on the live. We've not seen her in a little while. Miss Mary is it's great.
It's great to have you here.
Fantastic to have you back. I mean, everybody's coming into the studio. We have the man of God. He doesn't look like he's come to stay.
Oh, no, he looks very sleepy.
He looks like he's come to ask a
me.
question.
He looks the way I feel.
You know, I have several. Which one? Not me personally. So I have to deal with several.
That's like, what's the name? like you know, it's Legion around here. You got a Legion around here.
Yes. No.
Sorry, guys. Let's talk about yourself for a second.
No. I've addressed it. All is well.
Talk
No, we
about
good.
yourselves for a
We
second,
good.
as her and Pastor
Yeah,
and so
good.
have a discussion.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm gonna talk to you guys personally on the side. How you guys doing? Y'all doing good? Y'all enjoying y'all Saturday?
Speaking of demons.
First of all, no one here on the show spoke of demons. This is your personal
I don't-
conversation.
Y'all, there was another snake on my gateway.
Same size or a little big one?
I don't know. I think he's the same guy. I think it's the exact same snake. Big enough for me to be like.
That was a
Big enough for me to be. No. Big enough for me to be stunned. And it was, this time, it was early morning. I think it was maybe like 6 o'clock. So it was still dark.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to take the chain off the gate.
and he always there.
And it was around the chain.
It's always there. It's always around that chain.
And it
What's
was,
up with that?
No, the other time it was on the pole itself,
Oh.
by the chain. But this time it was on the chain. Like, if I wasn't looking, I would have put my hand on the chain and touched the snake. Thank God for the Holy Ghost.
Yikes.
I ain't sure, I just stood there because I was really sleepy. And my car is locked in the gate. So if Mr. Snake doesn't move, I can't leave the house. Like, I'm going to be there for the whole day.
So you need to buy a big stick.
So Mr. Snake, he slid off the chain. And I literally...
He's like, oh, you're reaching.
And I literally did not see where he went thereafter. Blood of Jesus! Because I don't know where he went.
Or a cat.
Okay, huh? What? Who? I'm allergic to cats.
Are you allergic to snakes?
Not like I'm
You
allergic
better
to
take some
cats.
Benadryl then.
Cats deal with snakes.
Oh,
Why
yes,
don't-
buddy.
Do dogs deal with snakes?
Dogs are humans.
Because I feel like
Dogs are
dogs
mad.
are like a whole wolf. Come
Yeah,
on
no.
now. So a cat, eh?
I know because we had a few by our house, and there's one guy there that we call Spots. That's like Spots.
First of all, he's named. That's problematic.
Yeah, that's what we call it Spots. That's called the cat Spots. And the cat be sitting down on our porch. And
I don't even know
say,
why I would call
him at all.
I would call him
hey,
Grayson.
bro.
I'd call this guy Grayson.
I say
Because he's
Spots.
he's like the same grey as the gates. If you're not looking.
Oh. No, I call it cat Spots. We have a cat in our yard.
Oh, you have a cat in your yard.
Yeah,
called
and
Spots.
that's them call him Spots. And I was like, Spots, you don't move. That Spots been doing a good job. Whenever I see him starting somewhere, I just leave him alone. Yeah. Oh no, we don't feed him now. He ain't got a body. He feeds himself. Yeah.
So that he could deal with the yard a little.
Yeah, I know, Juliana.
Yeah.
I might put some food in the road. I ain't put it in our yard. I can put some food like in the road, like in front of our yard, so he gets some meat. As we talk about snakes, guys, hi. No. Yeah. No. We ain't like feeding you by the door. No, we feeding you out to the road.
Yeah.
And I put that food when you don't see me, so you don't put the food there. Yeah.
Did I tell you about that day I thought... Hold on. Did I tell you about the day I thought the devil had come for me like in live form? All I could hear was, we talked about this. It was China and her mate doing the deed. No, this was a dog.
It's a dog.
A young female dog with my old place of residence, and I literally could hear, but it sounded demonic panting, and it was like surround sound. I could hear it from this window and that window and that window. And I thought the devil came for war. I was like, let's go,
Cats
bruh.
make sounds like they really sound like humans. Like if you ever hear a cat cry, you would
Oh, no,
you would
I've heard
think a
cats
child
crying
outside
before.
your window.
No, I've heard cats
Yeah,
crying
no.
before.
It's the shout for Vera. Why did
And I'm not gonna lie, my name can sound very much like
yeah.
a cat crying. Very much.
have a cat to do Denzel.
Guys, I don't know how we got derailed, but yeah. Demons. No, the demon is dealt with. Demon is dealt with.
Did it go in the pigs? Did it go in the pigs? Where to go? Anyway,
I
guys.
don't know if it gone. I just think it knows not to fool with me no more.
That's a shit, man.
That's all it is.
Hey, we better back to the show, guys.
Yeah, we're back. Sorry.
We had a little brief digression, but not digression.
Share it.
it.
Of late, so you see, the people are trying to convince Delton and I to have a different day show. And I don't know how I feel about that, because the whole premise of our show is for Saturdays, relaxed, people idling, low stress. However, these numbers that we've been getting on our Saturday morning/afternoon show, they're not where they need to be. So, Saints, you need to tell us, do we need to change our day? Do we need to come in at...
Someone was saying...
I don't hear nothing about we not actually need to do morning. Let's just be realistic.
No, I think someone said I just need to set a time. That's
And
what my cousin said today. Man, let's set a time, man, so I can know.
So you can
sure.
plan for it.
So you can plan for it. So, Wilton?
Delton, you want my honest opinion? I feel like we should start at 11:45.
Come on. You ain't being realistic, man.
I feel like I am.
You are not going to come on 11:45.
No, but the thing is, the only reason that we be coming in here dragging our flip-flops, or in my country we say chalawate, is because we're not accountable. If we set a time before God, before viewers, before ourselves, we will do it.
So
Because
you're saying
Delton, what time were you up this morning?
5 o'clock, man.
What time was I up? 7. There's no reason we can't have an 11 o'clock show. 11:45. Not 11.
So I'm saying
11:45.
midday. Jody asked is sick with
Midday.
Saturdays.
I'm saying midday, but just start just before 12 so that we could say it's good morning, so that we do our morning songs and things in the morning.
in the morning. So you're saying 11:45.
Yeah. As of next week, I'm putting
Next
my
week.
foot down.
So I'm gonna do a flyer that
Yeah.
says 11:45 going forward. DGMT is for our fans,
New time
for our
coming at ya.
followers, for those that love us,
Yeah.
for those that hate us. 11:45.
Yes.
All right.
I said, and that's all.
Y'all
All in
heard it here
favor,
first?
say aye.
All say aye. All contrarians.
All opposed.
Opposed to remain. See the contrary rise.
Yeah.
So 11:45.
By a show of hands. By a show of hands, Saints.
Thank you very much.
11:45.
Great.
11:45.
So 11:45.
And I promise you, I'm going to be here next week. 11:15, eyebrows drawn. Play with.
You say you'll be
me.
here at 11:15.
Because Delton, we can't get here at 11:45. It takes us 59 minutes to start the show.
That's what you do this. I have this.
So we going live at 11:45. We got to be in place.
Okay.
11:15.
So y'all heard it here first, guys. Sorry,
Miss Mary
next week.
raised her hand.
Miss Mary,
Jody,
that's a point of
Jody
order. You
doesn't-
sound on, Miss Mary. That's a point of order. The chair recognizes the member of Officer Road. The member for Officer Road.
Yeah.
So Jody says, we save
We're
it
gonna do
Saturdays.
We're going to do it. So come one, come all, spread the word. 11:45 as of next Saturday.
As of next Saturday, 11:45.
Let's go.
DGMT is going to be started. That theme song is going to be a song before it gets
I'm going to start rapping at 11:50.
Sharp. We in there. My wife ain't really online. Right now she can't sleep.
Because
Anyway,
now at this time, me, I'm a manager of my own self.
there you go.
Delton has dependents.
I do. Well,
And-
baseball and
and-
stuff, all that other stuff. But hey,
Dependents and codependents.
yeah.
Oh gosh, baseball season starting again.
Not the November. I think November, December, something like that. No, next year. I don't remember. But it's fine.
Yep, I'm a believer.
All right, so 11:45, guys. Starting next week. DGMT.
Not a trace.
Anyways, let's get the show started.
Doubt in my mind.
Let's get those. Hey, sign for this year. I know sign for this year. I know other people are here. Because I think what I've had to start doing to call people out is like actually go on my Facebook page. Because Facebook shows you who's watching. And so I call people out because they don't hear no more.
First of all, this is very petty because it tells me who's watching on our pages, and 0 people are watching from my page. And I was getting at you for not having friends. Life comes at you real quick.
People of mine? Some people of mine.
2 2 on you.
Look at me.
2
I have friends.
2 on your page.
Look at me. I have friends.
I'm happy for you. One thing about me.
And you international saying no friends. Look at you.
One thing about me. I don't need no friends.
Long as I got King Jesus.
One thing about me.
Long as I got King Jesus. All right, so happy birthday to all those celebrating birthdays. We celebrated birthday last week and this week coming up.
Happy birthday to you.
And I got a nephew that's celebrating this week.
Oh, this is a
One
great week.
Denzel Roll Jr. celebrates this week. Jaden, Malik's daughter, celebrating also this week.
All the young people.
All the youth.
We've come out of the hot month, that fiery hot month of September.
No,
when
there's still
everybody has
a full
birthday.
crew in October, man. I won't lie to you.
There's a strong crew in October because the truth is,
Alan Pike from Wilson.
if you're carrying on bad in December, your baby's coming in September,
Yeah,
October.
so-
So yeah, based on our logic,
we got
we still got a couple more weeks to go.
Alan Bernard celebrating, I think next week as well. Kervin Santil celebrating next week.
My
as well.
God, everybody celebrating
no, we
birthday.
got a few birthdays in October, so happy birthday to all October people coming up. Any of your friends you can remember off the top of your head celebrating? Because I still didn't find my list yet to try and find who all
Well, I have
celebrating.
one friend, I think. You may not know her, but I'm going to call her out
Call her
anyway.
out.
I believe she has watched DGMT maybe once or twice. And sometimes when she comes, she says hi to her. Her name is one Jody Ann Henry.
Is that coming up?
Celebrates her
Is
birthday.
that coming up soon?
I think tomorrow.
Of course, so Jody Ann celebrates
To one of the most
our number one
faithful of
favorite
DGMTers in all the world.
Who's always here, who is mad when we don't show up,
The illustrious.
who comes first when we don't respond.
Because last week I searched the word illustrious means well known, respected, and admired. So the illustrious coffee drinker, faithful DGMTer, is celebrating her 30th birthday.
Yeah. I definitely call it because we
Hold on.
We the same.
I don't know.
We could be the same age. We could be the same age. Yeah.
I can't remember your age. Because remember you.
I'm 35.
Okay.
I
That's my story, and I'm sticking to
am
it.
35.
Speaking of 35, Delton,
You right there?
it's knock, knock, knock. It's got a lot of songs.
Oh,
in
we're
it.
not going to daughter one, man. That's the people. That look right at the people. Look you right now. Now I got one eye in the people, man.
And I'm
There's definitely not
very
nothing
betwixt and between about how I'm going to celebrate. I don't know.
We got a few months, though.
That's how it will just creep up on us.
And
If we're going to go big or go home, we're going to be putting something a little aside every month. We only got 2 months.
Oh, yeah, you know.
2 months
That's how I
paycheck.
put down the $100 aside.
Come on. Because Christmas, everyone wants Christmas too.
Yeah, you're lying. Also
Wow.
celebrating, I think.
Marisha said what didn't need to be said, but she said it anyway.
Debbie Delaveau, Debbie Delaveau also celebrates, I think,
Oh, Miss Debbie.
in this month as well. So happy birthday
This
to
week
all
coming,
of you.
or
I think this
just
week
a
coming.
month?
I think this week coming. I think like
Yeah, she's celebrating on, I believe, Thursday. That looked like Thursday the 10th. It's Thursday.
First of all, where's the block button? I see there's a block and ban user button here. I went on this program. Apparently, there's a feature on this program that says put user in timeout. And I think that's what's going to happen in Marisha. It says put user.
in
Yeah,
time
so they have
out.
that.
That's hilarious.
I had to use that on the show this week on Glory 93.9. I had to like block and ban the user.
Why?
This guy was on our show. That's a show that comes on
Which show?
Monday to Friday with Joy Nay. With Joy Nay giving
Right.
the shift. And this person commented, and I was like, okay, you guys.
You know, you the minister of clapback.
Yeah, no, I couldn't clap back.
What did he say?
I want to show it to you. I don't want to put it on there. I don't want to put it out there. And I was like, okay, block this.
Did Joy Nay see it?
I think she did.
Ooh, Joy Nay, give us the tea.
How quickly your face changed. Like, you want the tea? You don't want the tea no more. That's not the tea that you want.
Are people like that real?
Real. Definitely real.
Oh,
And I was like,
you know,
block you, sir.
absolutely.
Block you, sir. I was like, what is this?
I can't imagine someone like that is going to go very far in life.
No.
No.
And, so I'm hoping that it's just like a little bot that I saw some
Maybe.
who just passing by.
Yeah, passing by. I
And not
don't.
somebody who actually like follows
What?
the
Right.
show. Or
Yeah.
follows the person.
No, I can't imagine. Can't imagine. Now I'm curious to know how Glory 93.9 came across their stream, but hey, we got to get this word out,
I don't know.
and this word got to touch everybody. So,
Yeah, no, it was out there. I was like, why? What?
and that sounds very like
I decided, hold on, this is like 121. That show's coming on from 12:30 to 1:30. Let's like towards the end.
Joy
of the
Nay
show.
say blah.
I was like, they saw it. I was like, what?
But I must say he sounds of a lighter hue.
Oh, definitely. No, you know that.
There is I sense caucasity and
definitely
audacity.
Caucasity. People audacity
and
and
audacity. Yeah.
I was like, this.
But thank God you were there to
Oh yeah, no. I blocked.
intercept.
That block. In my Cindy Patrice voice.
Block.
So happy anniversary. Happy anniversary to everybody.
Happy birthday. That's a good
I know
one.
Rosie and Iman are celebrating their wedding anniversary. I think it's today.
Happy anniversary to them. Today is the 5th.
I think it is today. To Rose and
Wonderful.
Iman celebrating their wedding anniversary. And to anybody else celebrating birthdays, anniversary.
We have Opal's Shalithia Burrows
Shalathia?
also celebrating her on the 8th on Tuesday.
Oh, so happy
to
birthday.
her, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to all of y'all celebrating.
To all my teachers out there,
Happy midterm.
apparently, happy Teachers Day. Happy World Teachers Day.
Oh yeah, it was.
Which was
it's
yesterday.
Today. No, it's today apparently though. I think the actual date is today.
Why should there be a Teachers Day on
And
Saturday?
that was so confusing. But I think it was I know in most schools it was celebrated yesterday. But I think the actual
Oh,
date.
it is Saturday the 5th of
Yeah,
October.
they
I can't
actual
keep
today.
up with the days. Was that World Teachers Day last year?
I don't focus. That's something you should tell us.
I just don't recall.
I used to teach. I don't teach anymore.
I just
when
don't
I did
recall
teach,
World Teachers Day being a thing.
I don't think these
and
days
then my thing is, if it's a thing, why do I not feel appreciated, celebrated? One person WhatsApped me yesterday
they didn't know.
and said Happy Teachers Day.
They didn't know. Like I said, I don't remember all these teachers things happening when I was teaching. When I was a teacher, I don't remember getting
They were
any
happening
day.
around you, man.
Yeah, it seems like no
happening around
one
you.
cared about the music teacher because I didn't get these little. No, I lie.
Yeah.
I did get a few gifts.
Come on
when I was
now.
in the primary school.
I was hurted
The little baby
when I
children liked me.
found out. I was hurted.
When you found out, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I got something for my child's teacher.
I didn't.
Apparently you don't. They were like, nah, no, you don't deserve it, man. But anyway, so happy
It
World
didn't look like
Teachers
anybody
Day.
really knew about it, to be fair. That's my issue.
Oh no, it was definitely at my children's school.
Really?
My teacher, she got cake.
We got like a random email from one of the administrators, not like all, just one, who seemed like she stumbled across it on TikTok.
I see.
And then she decided to send us a little, hi everyone, happy World Teachers Day.
One
I
of the
was
things,
like, It would have been better if he said nothing.
my baby son's teacher, she put that in the group with the parents, just so y'all know.
That's brazen.
On Friday,
That's brazen, and I'm here for it.
she was like, just so y'all know,
That
on
is
Friday,
absolutely brazen.
it's World Teachers Day.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah, I know. And they came through. They had cases of Vitamol because she likes Vitamol. They had cases of Vitamol. They had
Not one vitamin.
oh no
Case.
They people because the lady came like after
I
school.
can't even get Cancun.
And she called it to the car. I'm coming. It's like I'm coming. That box. It's like here you
Is
go.
she really good?
Oh, the teacher.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you how good she is.
Oh wow. Okay. And this is only a month in.
This is a month.
Did
in.
Dallas have her?
No,
So she's new to you.
she's new.
So
None
she's
of my
already-
nieces and nephews had her.
she's
Dallas didn't have
she's
her.
already impressed you.
We knew of her because she's the one who's always in charge of the plays and the dances. Yeah, you see the dancers at the school. She's one that teaches the dancers.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you how good she is. She came to us and she was like, "When at home, does David talk?" Because he doesn't like talk. He's such a nice and such a sweet boy. Like, man, what did you do to my child? I don't know what she did to my child.
I have taught all my life. That's how it feels.
My son
I taught my life
is the cream of the crop.
For every child I've seen pull that wool over the eyes, David does not look like one who's capable.
When I tell you, she's like, David doesn't talk. Does he talk at home?
Huh?
Does he talk at home? Maybe he does not stop talking.
David doesn't talk.
The lady that deals with their classroom and that stuff for them, she was like, David is just the sweetest boy ever. It's like who? Not the one I walk in the class now.
For those of you that aren't familiar with Delton's son, you only need to meet him once to realize why this is so shocking. But for me, I think this is scarier than we're realizing. This doesn't just show her mad teaching skills. David's ability to code switch is dangerous.
Oh, this isn't being.
That's concerning.
So you ask him about her now, and he'd be like, "I love her so very, very much." You do what?
I'm scared.
It's like
I'm scared.
I asked him the other day. He's like, "I love her so very, very, very much." It's like very, very. And then I like just to confirm it.
Very, very much.
I talked to my auntie Leith the other day, and she's talking to him. And he's like, "You like your teacher?" And he said the same thing. I love her so very, 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 very much. I was like, "What?"
It's giving Mary Poppins. No.
Who are you? And what has the teacher done to you?
Marisha said, we can't believe it. I don't know where the Jamaican is in Marisha, but it came out. We
can't believe it.
No, I'm scared.
Yeah, no, so whatever she does.
I can believe it, but what it means is that David is more crafty than we even thought.
Probably when David steps foot in that classroom.
Because if David can code switch to that extent.
I think for the audience who doesn't know my son, he kind of like, what are you talking about?
Ladies, hold on to your handbag. A woman, lock up your daughter.
If you have to know my son to understand that this dude will talk when no one's talking to him.
I've never met a child who just does not care.
Oh, does not.
About what anyone has to say or think or opinion. Like he's not.
Including his parents.
Indeed. It's like, so.
Including his parents.
Oh my God.
And this little 3-year-old, I mean, the other day I walked to the class and she's like, come, David, come get your treat. Out of all the children, you definitely deserve a treat today. It's like, what? It's like, not this one.
We have.
And David is the one. Like, David, count to 10 for us from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he stops. And she talked to us, and the teacher's like, can y'all work with David? He doesn't know to count to 10. Why come exam time? 100%.
I saw.
Count to 10, no problems when it's exam time. It's like, sir, what are you doing now?
He does now. You have the opposite of your daddy's spirit.
It's like, now, what are you doing? Oh, no. So, like, apparently, David's just he was made for school. Like, real life, he's not here for it. But school life, that's
I want to pick him up one day just to see it with my own 2 eyes.
He will sit down. When you walk in the classroom, he faces the door, and David will be sitting down to say this.
I need to see it. I need to see it.
Until you call him, they will sit down and let's look at it.
I need to see it. No, I mean this. Gotti needs to see it.
Julianne,
midterm break, Julianne put me down.
The first time Julianne went to pick him up, and he didn't move. Like, she's on the door, and she started up.
That's it.
He just stood there, he looked at her.
Julianne put me down for 2 pickups.
I was like, this guy.
During my midterm break, 2 pickups.
David, that's all about.
I feel personally bamboozled.
No, so David is the cream of the crop.
Accurate.
Cream of the crop when it comes down to students. So
kudos to those teachers out there who get these kids under manners. Yesterday I did a little segment on my Teacher Chronicles. It just came out of nowhere. Students, what did I say? That's my kind of student. Well, I listed the qualities of
write
students.
Write down the notes.
Students that I'm just here for.
I'm here for you.
And one of the things on my list is kids that know how to code switch. I don't mind if you're bad breed outside. But I don't mind if you've got wicked friends. I don't mind if at break time and lunchtime you guys disappear and you're doing darkness. But I need you to be able to code switch. The kids that know, like those kids that have all the teachers fooled, that's my kind of student.
That was me, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I heard about you aiding and abetting all kind of crimes on campus.
Criminal.
But you were the prefect. I'm here for those kids. The kids that are street smart, book smart, all kind of smart. I'm here. High IQ, high EQ, high street Q, all.
And our video was it.
That's my kind of kid. That's my
teachers and parents loved me. I want my child to be like Delton. Yes, you do. But you probably don't. But I want my child to be like that? No, they wanted their sons. Look at Delton. Good.
I was
decent young Christian man. Yes, ma'am.
I think I was the good among the bad.
Yeah.
So I never. Let me not say never.
Be careful.
Yeah, I was like that too. Absolutely, 100%.
My mom was in charge of the PTA. She was PTA president. She used to come to school, sing the little Christian songs for everybody. So everybody knew that. That's good.
Yeah, you need them code switching students. Not them students that just, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to act.
At no point.
I had a student, I need to tell the story. I was supposed to tell it on my chronicle, but I got to get it off my chest. If anyone watched my chronicle this morning, I referred to a student called Mr. Higgs. Mr. Higgs has been acting up all week long. And I finally sat down and realized Mr. Higgs is going through some stuff at home. It's very clear that he's dealing with some stuff. Standing outside my classroom, he has a pen that's got a torch at the end, and he's shining the torch in everybody's eyes. And then pens that if you
the laser
press it, like, I don't know, shining in everybody's eyes. I said, sir, put that away. Put that away. He's like, but it's a pen. I was like, but you're not using it as a pen. You're using a torch. But he's like, I'm going to use it as a pen. And already I'm confused, because what about me makes you think you can speak to me like this?
Like you think we are friends.
But that's why he's scary, because he doesn't register fear. Like he doesn't register. He's not in, like he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
So at one point in the lesson, guess what he's doing with the pen?
Shining
it as a torch. I don't know who's it shining. I don't care.
Oh, that's what.
I said, young man, we just had this conversation and you've proven my point. You're not using it as a pen. Put it away. Oh my God. But what did I do? And at that point, I lost it.
Yeah, no,
because it's already Friday. It's already Friday.
That kind of dumbness.
It's the last lesson. It's already 2:45. School closes in 20 minutes and you want to come and...
Yeah, no.
I said, put the pen. And everybody in the room went...
Oh, you know, you need to do it.
All of them were like
who is this?
Guess who didn't do it? Him. You know what his response was? Okay, put it in his bag. I think I've got another one in my pocket. Get out! Get out!
Yeah, you code switch.
Literally.
He went out to
but I spoke to him, I was like, do you realize what you did wrong? No. And he wasn't like being facetious. He didn't get it. Because I've heard from other colleagues who talk about when like he's reprimanded or corrected, he seems so oblivious.
Darker hue or like...
I don't know if anyone's been watching on Instagram and TikTok this new thing, like they'll put like a caption and then there's a song playing in the back and the people go na collabo. Have you seen that one? Yes, a collaboration. It's a collaboration.
All right.
Anyway, that's what I dealt with on Teachers' Day, on World Teachers' Day.
This is like a transition to news and reviews. I'm talking about children. I wanted to share this little thing here that I saw. And when I saw it, I haven't heard any, like, I don't know, heard the report yet on, like, what has happened since. They usually don't report this. But yesterday, I don't know if you saw this. This is now into news and review section. But since we're talking about children, so it ties together. Where these two young boys were found.
When you say young boys, how old?
I can put a picture on screen now. Were found, like, I think it was like off Boyd Road or somewhere they were found wandering, and they were at the police station. And when I saw the picture, like, I immediately thought of my two sons, and I saw the one who was laughing. I was like, this is my children. I want to share it for y'all right now so y'all can see it. Because I was like, I can see my children doing this. And I can see which one is who. So let me make it big so y'all can see it. So this was the picture that was shared yesterday.
The only thing wrong with this picture is the older one, your older one, would be on the verge of tears because he would know.
Oh no, he definitely
trouble is coming.
He would not be like that sitting
smiling. The next one, spot on.
I was like, if this is not David,
the next one.
If this is there, smiling like ran away from home.
So what happened? They ran. What happened?
No, they said they just found walking on Boyd Road area,
and
I think someone must have guided them to the police station at Nassau Street. Immediately when I saw this, I was like, I could see this happening.
Now, Sin did what a mother would do. She noticed that the boy is wearing his pants backwards.
I
never noticed that.
Oh, no. After I saw that's like, why is this boy pants on backwards? And I was like, Dallas would be in tears, bawling.
Dallas be like, I get catch. My life is over.
David would not be sitting down. He used to be standing up. He running around the police station. A whale of a time.
With his belly out.
Belly out. Bareback. No, definitely bareback like this little boy is. Belly out. Having a whale of a time in that police station.
They wrong for posting this picture of the boys though. I guess it's to show that they're safe and they're not harmed.
They weren't like any like immediate danger. It was like they had issues going on.
The crazy thing is, a parent his mom could just be in the kitchen cooking. The rice ain't even finished boiling, and your son's at the police station. That's
also what I wanted to say. Like,
these children.
You know, like when you get exposed to things, like you start to see it more and more
from the parents' perspective.
No, that's from I don't mean like literally in general. Like for example, Remember when we had that? Yeah, that's the wrong mic. That's why I get it on. When we had that story, you could if you want to change it around. I can switch it for you. When we had the story of the young lady that's outside the schoolyard in the what we call, you say you can't see it no more, but in the pum pum shots in the batty riders. In the pum pum shots and batty riders. That's what they are, ma'am.
You know, like that's such a bad word.
Okay.
That is such a bad word.
So since that went viral, and every time I go to pick up my children now, it's like, oh, this is very much the norm. And that school was a public school, but I pay school fee. When I see these parents, these females out there with these cars, I was like, oh, this
Delton.
like all of a sudden now I'm like more alert. So I'm like, oh, this happens all the time.
5 years in, I've never seen it. This week I saw it.
Oh, this was the first time? Oh no.
I could not believe it.
When I go to pick
Because
up,
there's certain campuses you don't expect it.
yeah.
Certain campuses, you know exactly what the mum uniform is. They're gonna come in some kind of jogger pants.
Yeah.
Like gym pants, like pretending they all go to the gym. And they're gonna be in some kind of vest. They're gonna be in some kind of vest. They're all gonna be congregating and talking, or they dressed up going to work, business attire, etc.
What was it? How bad was it?
This woman was at least a double H. I don't know why you pressed that button. And I say that with no exaggeration, and was wearing no bra. That's all I have to say. I don't have to say anything else. What she was wearing is inconsequential. It doesn't even matter.
No matter what.
There's nothing that she could have been wearing that would have made it okay. Nothing. And I was like, this is now an epidemic.
No,
far-reaching and widespread.
Parents gotta do better. They got to do better. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, like you come more aware, like once something's been exposed. And so, but I was telling Juliana about this this morning. The thing about seeing those two boys and seeing them at that age, after that came out yesterday, driving from here, I pulled up onto that's Burnett Road. And right on Burnett Road, there was a little boy who looked no bigger than, he might be either inset with Dallas or younger than Dallas, who's like 6. And he was walking from his apartment complex with a grocery bag and money in his hand. Like you can see like his face is bald and he going with a grocery bag. Same age as these little boys here.
Really?
Walking to the store. Coming down this morning, coming on the way to the show this afternoon. Coming from the shop, a little boy's on a scooter. Like on a scooter.
Right, one of them don't like.
When you're pushing your foot.
Yeah.
And he like put 6 or 7. And he on the main Soldier Road. And he's on the sidewalk with a grocery bag. Scooting down the road. Turning through a corner off Soldier Road to probably go home.
Yeah, just.
To me, I think for those on the outside, we don't understand how that's such a way of life for certain little children.
Right.
Like that. That's why they don't even look upset. They're like, what you pick us up for? Like, first of all, we just outside.
Yeah.
This is what we do normally. We just walk around the street. Like we don't.
And I guess what's the difference between the one that's going to the grocery store and the one that's just wandering?
Just wondering. Like, trust me, they ain't get lost. They know exactly where they was going. They try to figure out why.
Because they didn't dress like they was gone for long.
I don't know. We just stop at the house. We stop at the house. We're probably going to play some ball on the court. And then we come back. That's all we're going to do. So why the police picking us up, we don't know. But that kind of lifestyle, I think it's a good amount of behemoths where these little children have to grow up so fast. We was talking about, I thought school, CH Reeves, they had a class session going on. I think it was all the grade 8s, and they were talking. And the person, the lecturer, it was a presenter. I can't remember what company she was from, and she's asking them, like, talking about balancing school life and how you have to study and all that. And it's like, because like, you know, like when you get older, you have to work and stuff like that. And right now, like, she's like, how many of you love jobs? And when I tell you, about 95% of the entire grade 8 class hand went up in the air. It's like, no, we have jobs. They was like,
what's the legal age? Because I look packing boys and things.
Age.
What's the age? Is there no legal?
Can you reach the counter?
No, but there has to be a legal age for you to get paid by an establishment. There has to be.
I don't think they get paid, first of all. I think they work off tips.
The packing boys only get tips?
Yeah.
Only get tips?
Yeah, I think they don't get salary.
So none of them get a little something from the shop?
I think the older ones might, but I think, you see school children, I think school age children only work off tips. I stand to be corrected. If anybody then knows.
Because I must say, that has been something I've always wondered about since I've been here. The packing boy culture. I do know. I just assumed that they got a little something, very very little something.
From my
And then the tip.
from my experience,
tips
and
make up the
those
majority
who
of
I
what they
know
get.
who have been there, you don't get paid. The store itself doesn't pay you.
Like, but some of them be in the store wearing uniform and thing.
Yeah.
Not their school uniform, the store
So
uniform.
uniform at that age, we do the summer.
The budget by me, the young boys be wearing the uniform.
I guess budget could be different. Budget might require them to wear a uniform. The big one, $5.
First of all, I want to make sure we read the comment. You can't say dum shorts on Jesus radio.
You know what I can't say?
Dum shorts. You're not allowed to say that on
It's
Jesus
Lord Order.
radio. Dum.
Sorry, Lord Order. I say dum
The big one found $5. The big one found $5, and the small one said, "Let's go buy some fritters." Period. Quick shop. We'll be right back. They probably was going right to Twin Brothers.
Yeah, man, boy.
Since their morning stroll was interrupted.
Yeah, just like, come on, man.
Alicia San says, "I think packing boys have to be 13 years and up." 13 is still really young. But I'm thinking in the UK, there's not many options for a young person. But I think 14 is the age you can deliver newspapers. This is back in the day when we had delivery, people who did newspaper deliveries. That's phased out now.
Yeah,
but I think the age is 14.
I don't think we ever had that.
And
we never had paper boys I can think of. All my life I've known grown men in trucks. In the back of the truck, they just drive past our
That's a
neighborhood.
good job for little boys to have.
Yeah,
right in your community, you don't have to go
never
far
did that,
on your
though.
bicycle, throw around.
There's always grown men in the back of a truck, and they would throw it, or they would come off the truck and walk into the neighbor's yard. All right, so Alicia says 13. I mean, I think that sounds about right. But then I know, like the set that I know, they didn't get paid. They usually get work off tips. Julianne says packing boys aren't technically employees. They have to buy their own uniforms and they only work on tips. Someone was rattling the fence the other day because they are made to purchase uniforms and put back groceries, but the stores don't pay them.
I feel like that's why I assume they got paid, because you in the aisles putting up the grocery and the manager's calling you here, there, and everywhere. I assume if you're only making money from tips, you should only have to pack bags, and that should be on a come and go basis. I shouldn't have to clock in and you expecting me to reach here. Because these kids, I mean, school clock out 3 o'clock, 3:07, they right there packing bags.
Yeah, what do you got to make?
Anyway.
I did that till the store closed, which is like 8:39
How?
in most places. That's why they was like, they're so shocked, but it's like, no, this is reality for us, man. You think only you work. No, we work 6 hours, 7 hours a day.
There's a very funny incident with the packing boy and the gentleman in the store. The man say to the gentleman say to the boy, "You have a penny?" And the boy was like, he's like, "You have a penny?" I think he was short. He thought he was short a penny.
Yeah.
So he kept asking the packing boy, "You have a penny?" So the packing boy said to him, "You mean a silver?" And the man said, "Boy, don't let me slap you. You're talking foolishness in here. You don't know what a penny is?" So the man said to me, he's like, "Miss, do you have a penny?" I was like, "Sir, you realize we don't, nobody uses pennies in currency anymore, right?" He's like, "For true?" This is 2 weeks ago.
It can't be serious.
And that's when I messaged you to say, remind me about the budget story.
Yeah.
This is the budget story. And I was like, the packing boy, you tried to make the packing boy look like a idiot. Sorry. A fool. A fool. Meanwhile, you don't know that we've not been using pennies. Like,
at least 2.
What do you mean?
Years, 2, 3 years. This has been a thing now.
I was like, "Sir, no, you don't worry about it. You don't need a penny."
I mean, but what
the packing
was
boy
his
looked at
price,
him
first
like-
of all? So I mean, he had pennies in his pocket. And he needed like a few more.
I think it was like a 36 or a 37.
Yeah,
and he thought he needed the 2 cents.
They can run it down and rock it up, buddy. You okay?
I wasn't going to explain that to him because the way he dealt with the packing boy with his ignorance. I said, "You know what? Don't even try to explain."
And
I was just
bold
like,
ignorance.
"Sir,
Yes,
I
like-
don't have a penny. You don't need a penny. You'll be fine."
Ignorant and arrogant.
No, that's problematic. I don't like that. Mr. Rupert and Mr. Fresh, they shouldn't be able to do that.
I know a lot of them though. They use that as quote unquote discipline, and I mean it's free labor, yes, but a lot of it is like, no, we teaching you responsibility.
And typically with responsibility comes
What comes with as a child.
no, but in my house though. Teach me that in my home. Teach me that kind of responsibility in my home.
Well, if you was getting there, you would have been here at 3:06 and leaving here at 9:30.
I mean, why does it?
You're
Why?
not getting that at all.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
A lot
I
of
feel
them
like
are
that's child labor.
They close to being the
and it's
breadwinners of their
abuse.
house. For a lot of them, like, that's the way we need to pay bills at the house. No, we So no, it gives them a sense of responsibility.
And I've stopped using packing boys altogether. I pack my own bags. I carry them to the car.
Is that for saving a penny, or just like I don't want to use it?
Do you know I said this before? I said thank you to a boy asked me the other day, "Ma'am, would you like me to pack your bag?" I said thank you so much for asking me, because it's like your bags, ma'am. What about them?
They say you're plenty stuff, so it's like our job is to pack these things for you.
I got it.
No man, don't do that to us.
Yeah, because for me, I don't like the assumption, and maybe it's because of I think it's cultural. I didn't grow up in a culture where somebody packs your bag and you pay for that. You pay them to pack your bag. And then it's almost like when I first got here, people packing your bag was just the thing. It wasn't like an option. It was the way.
Yeah, right.
It was the way bags were packed. It was the way your things got from the store to the car. So for me, I didn't pick this, and you'll assume I'm going to pay for it. That was problematic for me.
What you mean? You have help me.
Yeah, no, but I didn't ask you to help me.
No,
you didn't ask me if I wanted your help, and then you don't know if I have cash on me.
Well,
because you saw me take out my card and pay for it. It was only $7 worth of stuff back in the day. Now there's none you could buy for $7 in the store no more. But I think there's a bit of rebellion in me. But now that I've heard this, I'm feeling my heart is melting. But I do feel like if we're going to teach them manners and things, teach them how to ask people to assist. Can I assist you? Can I help you? The kind of communication skills. Don't take up my bag and start packing it and carry it to my car. You don't know me from nowhere.
I usually get that. And
then be standing there waiting for me to give you money.
It's probably different for male and female though, because for me they usually don't assume. They just like, you want me help? Yeah,
no.
Now I say
it's just an immediate. Yeah.
So I think for females, like,
I've had some run-ins where it's like, no,
we got you, mum.
I would prefer we got you, mum, than to your bags, please. Where your bags or something like that. Like, nah. And my response now is,
you need a box. You need a box.
I'm good. That's my standard response. I'm good.
The other day I went one and like he started packing my stuff, and when he got to the car, I was like, "You have change to 20?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, you need nobody then." So I was like, "Are you straight?"
Delton, that's wicked. That is.
He put up on his pilot, but he's like, "Yeah, you're change to 20." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you straight then. You get mad. You want to get this money."
Did you give him something after?
Yeah, of course, man.
That's wicked.
He's like, "That's petty, man. That's petty." I was like, "Nah, man." I'm like, "You got change for 20?" He's like, "Bro, you're straight." You don't need no more.
And I feel like if we're doing the whole, they're working here, teaching them responsibility, let's teach them communication skills. Let's teach them how to ask politely. And so a lot of them do, but a good amount of them don't.
I usually go for,
and then also,
I usually go for $5. $5 is usually like my
$5. That's why I told them I'm going to pack my own bag.
I don't get paid, so for me it's
because I don't want anybody talking about me in the back. Saying, "Oh, she had and she only gave me $2." In fact, I don't know what is appropriate. I don't know what is good enough. So I'll pack my own bag and I'll carry my own stuff to the car. Even pumping gas, because back where I come from, you get out of your car, you pump your own gas.
Yeah.
So this idea that you work here,
we don't do
and you automatically come to pump. I didn't choose that. Why are you expecting? And then you take out your dirty sponge to clean my window. Don't even ask. That drives.
That's where the tip. That's where the tip finder comes in. So they're gonna get a little tip.
But you didn't ask.
Nobody let me look dirty.
No, and that's what you get when you don't ask if you can clean it, and you clean it. You get nothing. You get nothing but what presumption. Was it assumption?
Assumptions.
Wherever assumption gets you, that's what you get.
Oh man.
Things like that. I just feel like.
No, that is.
But I feel like it grates on me because I'm not from.
The little sponge on the window thing. I'll be like, "Thanks, bro."
Yeah.
I didn't ask you for that. So
the other day that I was upset, my car had just been cleaned. Sunday, Monday, you come with a dirty sponge. He put it on. I was literally like, "No!" He was like, "Sorry, mum. I could just do one half." I was like, "You can't do one half. Now you got to do the whole thing. You got to do the whole thing. Got to make it match." What do you mean?
You can do half. You can do half.
This was literally 2 weeks ago when I got my car clean.
So he got half of it though.
I literally, very dramatic. I was like, "No."
Yeah, no, dirty sponge thing. I'm not a fan of that. I'm like, let's say ask you, please don't clean my windows. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I have one of my wiper thing. I'll get it done. Like, I don't need the dirty sponge, bro. Because they know soap on that is literally dirty water.
Let's teach. And I mean, I will put in this disclaimer or this caveat. This has significantly improved in the last 10 years that I've been here. But when it comes to service, there is a work to do. And all these people, these packing boys, these men that people that you have to interact with, communication skills are key. I feel like that should be in the requirements for being employed. Basic politeness and communication skills.
I've given, I think, like one packing boy, like I gave him like $10 one time.
Why? What could he have possibly done?
Oh man, he just was a blessing. He was like, "Sir, you have a good day. God bless you."
Oh.
And it's like the way he said it. It's like, "It's coming again."
See, I'm a sucker.
Oh, like, you got me, buddy.
I'm a sucker.
Like,
If you
God bless you.
Yeah, yeah. I endorse.
All right, take the rest of the money, sir.
I endorse this movement.
I was like, all right, take the rest. Go ahead.
I promise you that boy tells everybody, "God bless you." Now,
Probably does, yeah.
if that was spontaneous,
Yeah, the way he said, though, I don't think it was. I think that was him. Like he put that bag in the car. I think I gave him maybe like $2. Like, you know, I was like, "Here you go." It's like, "Man, you have a blessed day too, bro." I was like,
you said you have a blessed day. God bless you.
God bless you. I was like, "Man, take
I
that."
promise you, I'd be there crying.
Take
I would get instantly teary-eyed.
All right. So, what's up? That was my news. That was my.
I don't.
News,
You know
sorry.
me. I live under a rock.
Live under a rock.
I have no idea what happened in the news this week. I
another
don't recall
news-
seeing anything.
Because that really was just news and reviews.
Well, while we're here, we want to say a big congratulations to One Minister Patrice Taylor,
Oh
HR extraordinaire, on the Live to Lead conference. I heard great things about it. The videos and the pictures
I
looked
saw a lot of
amazing.
pictures, so they had a
The
weird time.
attendees all testified that it was a worthwhile experience. So big shout outs. One thing about my sister, she's going to call when I'm on the show. Every time.
I mean, she's like, before she go to sleep, let me scared of calling there. Was it 9, 10? 5 hours? Yeah, so 10 after 9. She's like, let me just call in there. As they travel, it's there. That was protect your wallet and don't go fresh market Old Fort Bay then, because they'll cost you to empty your wallet. They'll walk your bags and glass the road if you ask.
Protect your wallet. And don't go fresh market. See now, if you're going above and beyond, but to be fair, my thing is I don't have anything against them. I just don't like the presumptuousness. I don't like the poor communication. I don't like feeling guilt tripped into giving you something. Talk less. You know the ones that come in the face like, "Mom, you need help," and you say, "Oh no, I'm okay," and then they walk away with an attitude. Don't let me backslap your head. What do you mean? Comport yourself, my friend. This is a professional environment.
At least there's people like Delton who helps them make $300 a day.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. They'll be youngins.
Let's go. $300 a day, that's more than I make. I
know
love
some
that for them.
of them be rolling now. Jody Ann says, she's pleased to see
And it
you
don't
wear
take
no
much
wipers.
for you to roll, you know. It doesn't take much.
No.
It takes a smile, a positive attitude, basic conversational skills, and you could become a packing boy baller.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to do better.
So when no wipers haven't migrated to the Bahamas. That, I don't think we can do, buddy. That whole, like, when you put up the light, someone going to wipe your windows and thing. Yeah, don't do that.
It's giving very much third world, Jody. When I think of window wipers.
But it happens in America, though. They do it in America, too.
Where?
There's parts of America, yeah, where you put up the sun lights. And
When you say
like,
parts of America, which parts?
we get heatos.
There you go.
They get heatos.
Because there are parts of America that give third world for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Ghetto.
What else? Oh, Julia says, I love the have a blessed day ones. They get extra tip when I go back to the shop.
Absolutely.
Sin says, I like to tip them extra around the holidays.
See, Sin, my thing is around the holidays, I don't got extra.
They're like, they want a bonus. You get bonus, they get bonus.
And my thing is,
What is
when I
this,
go
buddy?
to the store, I'm shopping for me one.
Yeah.
So I'm doing very much one of this, one of that, one of this, one of that. So I'm very, very capable. Maybe it's that independent woman syndrome. I'm too used to taking care of myself. That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, now don't get that. There are parts of certain stores where them packing boys are literally, they are more than abuse. Like, they talk about one thing. When they talk about one of them who back in the day used to make the packing boys walk with them with the trolley. Like, they live way down the road, and the packing boys still walk with them from the store with the trolley to their house.
If I was a packing boy, I was taking tip first.
And that's the thing. A lot of them get like $1.
Yeah.
But I think now I don't think they're allowed to leave. I think a lot of stores have like regulated that, like, packing boys can't leave. Madam is coming there with their trolley.
And my sister's calling again. It's crazy.
That's not heavy shopping, bad. So I have to bless them up.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If a packing boy has to carry plenty, what's it called for me? Of course I'm gonna.
Yeah, that Christmas shopping. That's
I'm never gonna let them carry to my car and not give them something. But my thing is, before you even start, let me intercept.
don't start.
Don't
Before
start.
you start, don't start.
Because I'm here paying for this grocery with my points. What you want from me?
I got my stamps
What you
ready.
want from me?
Like, sir,
Give you stamps.
I don't have no cash. I have stamps.
You can spend them. You can go ahead and spend them.
In other news, as we move on to other news, that was just one story. We got there. How we get there? I was talking about the little
That was
boys.
just the little boys.
Yeah. that was in the news. Next story was there's a fire in Exuma that happened day before yesterday.
Really?
On their quote unquote their fish fry. Where their stores are on the beach.
Oh, no, I didn't.
A few
hear
shops
about that.
a few shops got burnt. A few stores got burnt, and the big uproar was that there were no fire trucks that were able to assist them.
Hold on, pause.
Like, there was no fire trucks on down there.
There's two things you just said. So which one is correct? No fire trucks were able to assist them, or there were no fire trucks to stop?
They said there's a fire truck that's on the island that's for the airport. Now, I don't know.
The fire truck is for the airport?
Yeah, I guess in case.
So the fire just was doing its business and was
so they say
uninterrupted?
Thanks to I think there's a private company down there, Muhammad Striping, where they use their trucks and stuff like that, and they help put out the fire. But in terms of the government fire trucks, there were none that came and assist. So probably there's one that's at the airport, they say. But
isn't that illegal?
I'm very confused at it. It's like, what do you mean it's at the airport? So it could not move? It's like plane gets on fire, starts on fire. Yeah, it's like, hey.
But then a plane wasn't on fire. The stores was on fire.
I don't understand exactly what the thing was around the fire truck, but apparently, so two stalls were on. They knocked down another stall before the fire could spread, because I think this particular stall was tied to the others. So once that one would have caught a fire, it would have been a bigger chain. So they one of the guys from the company knocked down a stall with a trailer. I didn't ask you anything. Watch. Nobody here's what you found. I didn't ask you a question. The latest aftermath. The latest aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Sir, I did not ask you. These little technology things are starting to annoy me. Like more and more.
Me personally, I'm falling in love with them more and more.
You fall in love?
For the many facets of my life that demand my brain, AI has been helpful.
And that's what I thought too. I'm Travis. Travis said this too. It sounded like Zuma Fry ain't far from the airport. So that's very strange. Because when they said things like this for the airport, I was like, if I remember correctly, ask the sister. There's an emergency.
But it's not an emergency. She must have a sister catch up. She said that.
Did you tell you on the show?
She typed and I did.
She's like, yeah, remember that. Delton no mind. She's like, Delton no mind. Just say hi. We should be able to put her on StreamYard. She sent a StreamYard link so she could log in. Let's talk to her live on there. Said she wanted to do a sister catch up. But yeah, so that whole fire thing, I don't understand why the one fire truck could not move. But I think, and especially who their MP was, they was blaming the MP.
Who's the MP?
That's Chester Cooper.
Big Eye Chester Cooper.
Big Eye Chester Cooper.
And no functional fire engine.
To help save the people. So that made news.
No.
Also,
that's a poor showing.
Yeah, no, that didn't look good at all.
It don't look good, and that's like dangerous. People could be like, what if it's a house and people are in it? I don't understand. So are there no firefighters on the island either?
Probably not.
How many firefighters are there in the Bahamas, in Nassau?
Like the team itself?
Yeah. Like, okay, so I don't remember the last tattoo I've been to. I usually leave before that. It's very late. But the fire department is there, right? They do marching stuff. Is there a fire department?
They are usually, I think, I start to be corrected. If someone from the armed forces can help me, I think they usually branch off from police officers. I don't know if we necessarily have a huge, like, a fire recruitment, like a fire branch. I know of firefighters now, but I have never heard, like, oh, we recruiting firefighters. Like how they recruit defense officers, police officers, immigration officers, custom officers.
I wonder what makes a person want to be a firefighter.
Nah, I like Roger Josie. Roger's one. You know Roger. Who plays drum?
He's a firefighter?
He's a fireman.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, how do you get that? What makes you
do you sign up for? Oh, okay. So Sin said the fire department is Sin, a space part of the police force, but she has clarified that for us. Thank you. Interesting.
Oh, so all right.
Oh, it's a branch of the police force called Fire and Rescue.
Fire and Rescue, yeah. So we don't have. They didn't say have like a fireman. like branch like that. So how many of them are there? I don't know. There's not that much, not that many. No, Sensei, please forgive her. You want to come for a trope like that?
It's okay. No, sin, that's a love language of mine. That's
yeah.
If you see you making you posting status on Facebook and your punctuation grammar's off and I don't say nothing, I've lost love for you.
That's your love
Just
language.
know that. Honestly,
my love language is
I looked
gracious.
at something the other day. Am I going to correct this person again, or am I just going to wash my hands of them? And
Wash
I
your hands?
decided to wash my hands.
Love is gone.
Love is gone. After the love is gone.
So there was a statement made by
Why did you leave?
by Chester Cooper, my Uncle Chester Cooper. He said this morning, this is a few hours ago. This morning, he said, I visited the site of the fire at the fish fry, along with the owners of the establishments that were lost. We're still not sure what caused the fire, but losing one's business is hard no matter what. I offered my thoughts and prayers, but I pledge to give more than that. Every year, I donate my annual MP salary to a different cause in the constituency, and this year, I'll be donating the $28,000 towards the fire relief to help them rebuild those businesses and make a fish fry safer.
If you want to save yourself from a dragon, that's going to do it. Your whole MP salary to the fire and rescue? Go on then, sir.
So also, yesterday when the fire happened, he said, a few years ago, my office acquired several water bowsers and trailers in partnership with the local government, which have been strategically placed across the island, which extend 45 miles. This was a strategic solution until the RBPF acquired and allocated a fire engine to Exumer. We will continue to work with the RBPF to delivery of the fire truck and necessary training once it arrives.
What am I missing?
So it seems
What
like
am I not understanding? The fire truck isn't actually
because they
on
put
Exumer.
like the picture of like fire, like the
Well, maybe
little
the
water,
fire truck is not functional.
of
Is that
water
what he's
stuff.
saying?
Yeah, so it sounds like, but they have these things on the ground. But the police force say they have a fire engine that they're going to allocate, and apparently they did not allocate.
Whatever it is, Chester sounds like he's serious about fixing it. And
I said, whatever it is,
it's a good showing.
take the $28,000 and fix the stuff.
$28,000.
Rich me, and he's like,
Travis said 45 or 4 to 5.
he says they extend 45 miles. You say they place them over the island, and the island.
Because how
extends
big is the
45
island?
Miles. They say which have been really placed across the island.
How big is Exumer? Like in
45 miles. They say 45 miles.
So it extends the whole
Yeah.
45 miles of the island.
So he said that there's these water bowsers and trailers in a partnership with local government, which have been strategically placed across the island, which extends 45 miles.
I don't know what a water bowser is.
That's it right here. You see the thing I showed this now, which is like these little trucks.
And they have
They have like tanks attached to
hose
them.
that stain. Okay.
Right. So they're like mini fire trucks. So he probably says they have them on the island, but he said the RBPF, he said this was a strategic solution until the Royal Bahamas Police Force acquired and allocated a fire engine to Exumer.
But then that allocated fire truck isn't there though. Acquired and allocated, but it's not there.
So these little bowsers that they have were supposed to be there, but they was like, don't put them bowsers there. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be definitely wrong. It sounds like they.
Sounds like the Right Honourable I Chest is trying to throw somebody under
I
the bus.
just to say we had these.
We had what we. I'm the leader, and I said we had what we needed.
But the police force that has the firebrand says, oh, we don't want those. Those aren't good. We're going to give you all a fire engine. And his next sentence says, we will continue to work with the Royal Bahamas Police Force for delivery of the fire truck.
Oh no!
And-
Whoever wrote that
Hold
speech
on.
for the
And the necessary training once it arrives.
DPM. That was whoever wrote that.
Talk about
release,
thrown under the bus.
that was brilliant. Like you had to
It's
squint
like-
your eyes and turn your head to
It's
catch that he was
like-
throwing shade.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
that's
said,
powerful.
I know who ain't to blame.
It ain't me.
Ain't me. We bought these Bowsers that are stretched across the island. They tell us don't use them because we got a fire truck for y'all. So we continue to work on them. We can work with them until the fire truck and the training arrives.
We really had to read that a couple times to decode it.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying.
Brilliant.
And I found out that was the picture they posted. The picture was of the fire.
Just so that you know the
Just so you
Bowsers
know.
are real.
When I said that we have these, like, no, I didn't. I'm not joking. There they are on the ground in Exumer, parked up, because they told us y'all don't need them.
Julianne's come with the paragraph. She said, "I think if we are already short-staffed, we need to make sure they are doing regular inspections to make sure businesses have extinguishers that are not expired. If proper preventative measures are in place, disasters might be caught before they get out of hand. Prevention is better than cure. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a reopening of Manuelo's. Manuelo has a bigger spot inside the domestic lounge at the airport.
Oh, yeah, they had it boarded up for a while.
Yeah, no, it reopened about 3 days ago.
Nice.
And it's very fancy.
Let me see.
It's like, shout out to Chef Manny, personal friend of ours.
Indeed.
But yeah, it's very, very nice. You scroll down there for more
That
pictures.
is very
It's very fancy. Like, he went full on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, that's another story that was in the news this week. What else was there? Of course, we still have this murder issue that's happening. And it's getting more blatant, more and more in the open. Don't care. Another one happened recently right in front of Superwash on Blue Hill Road. And apparently it was very horrific. Like, it was very out of the movies.
I'm still looking at the pictures.
Yeah. It was very much out of the movies, like out of the movie kind of thing. It was, they shot the guy. And according to eyewitnesses, the perpetrators, they left and they came back and like shot him again. It's like they were shot, he was dead. Came back, shot him up again, rolled over him in the car, and then they sped off. It was like, what? And so the person telling the story, you can hear like when she broke down telling the story, like you hear when she cried. Like,
This is a witness.
Yeah, it was eyewitness. She's telling it happened right in front of Superwash, right next to I see McPherson on Blue Road.
Because when I saw it in the news and I saw the location, I was like, why Superwash?
Right next to the school. So it's happened right there.
That's a very
we heard of the
high
one,
traffic area.
The one that happened with the man who's holding an 8-month-old and another child in the car, like he was holding his baby and they killed him. The one that happened on Carlton Road was another one who had a children and I think his girlfriend or someone in the car killed him. So these killings are getting more and more like
heinous.
Yeah.
The word.
So we continue to pray for what's happening here. A lot of it they say is I guess the police response normally is like this is just gang related, meaning that don't worry about it. We ain't that bad. They're just them killing each other. That's how they try to make it seem. It's like, this
isn't something that should worry the general public.
If you're doing bad things, you straight. But it's like if you're that close to me and you just shooting somebody.
But they've been selling that story since I got here.
But when you're shooting people like in supermarket parking lots and in superwash yards, it's like no. This is now me now because now they're killing people where I am. And
they don't need darkness to fall. They don't need people to be locked up in their house anymore.
No,
they're happy to do it midday. 8 o'clock, midday,
morning
when people are about.
Because the one Carpet Road was like before 9. Yeah, like no, that's early in the morning. And this is happening like for years now. Where it's just
when everyone's going to and fro. Miss Mary said that the delivery of the truck may not be able to be moved due to aviation regulations.
I might say maybe for a plane. But apparently, according to what based on that message, it's hard to see that fire truck ain't there.
But I feel like a fire truck wouldn't that be a ship situation? Aviation.
No, I mean but they might be able to move from the airport, like due to aviation regulations. I think what Ms. Mary is saying that it might not be able to move from the airport because aviation requires that fire truck has to be there, especially
really
Exuma being at that high tourist big international airport. Like it's almost an international airport, and that's like
based on what the man of God is saying.
Sorry, ain't no fire truck there.
Don't sound like fire truck there for the airport. Sorry, they got Bowsers.
They have water Bowsers. Ain't no thing there nowhere.
Jody Ann says the murder count is beginning to remind her of the COVID numbers. Part of her feels like the fascination with numbers invites the increase. First of all, the airport ain't that big, Julianne says.
It ain't that big, Julia, but it sees some big hitters. AKA, I think now Odyssey is down there now. Odyssey is the big private airport where the rich folks come with their planes. And it's an international airport. Like by code and by standard, it's an international airport. It means that they take flights from the Americas and other places. They can house big jets. So once you have that kind of runway and you have an international, you consider an international airport, I guess they're saying that fire truck can't move. But it's big. It's a big airport, man. The latest murder happened today off Carmichael Road. Wow.
2 hours ago.
Wow. Yeah, so this little murder thing going on is very, 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 very concerning.
And this is the fifth. There's 5. That makes the count 5 for the week.
Yeah. and of course, young men. It's all majority young men, and so we continue. You got to continue to pray for this
It's
country.
a generation under attack.
Yeah. It's just all young men, and majority of them under 30. So it isn't like these are not old. These are like literally young men under 30, and like some of you can do that. You put your ears to the ground, and you hear like a lot of these shooters and these persons that are doing killing. These like boys in high school. These like boys. These aren't even like they're not out of school. These like 15 and 16-year-olds, younger, who like ones who are actually being hired to do these killings. And I know a few years ago, I think the price was like $500.
To take somebody's life.
I don't know if it's still the same.
$500.
And our guys was like, I need that money. Yeah, $500. And it's like, you give $500 and a gun, I get a job done for you. That was like a few years ago. So I don't know if it's more, I don't know if it's less now. But and these guys,
it's very sobering, isn't it?
yeah. And so we continue to pray for our country. I think that was it that I think I can remember that made big news this week. Anything else that caught your eye?
I went to scan through and I didn't see it.
Yeah, so according to now we are on murder number 94. There was one person I think that took the number up yesterday. I think he was shot maybe weeks ago, but he finally succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. So now he was added to the murder count too. So I think it's now at 94. I try to find if I get a news, but I think that was it for the major news that took place over
in
these
church
past few
news.
days. In church news, we have church news.
This one, a well-renowned general overseer, I guess they're kind of equivalent to a superintendent of a body of churches. I don't know if you know of the Redeemed Church of God.
In Grace? Oh, that's Redeemed Church of God.
Redeemed Church of God. Headquarters in Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
David Adeboye. He's very well-renowned. I'm sure the bishop knows his name. Came out with a statement this week apologizing for his teachings on tithing in previous years.
Is it in the news?
This was in church people's news.
This is like our news.
I said, no, church people's news.
What's that news on?
So if you type in David Adeboye, you'll see he's up there with the big GOs of this age, considered a general in the faith, particularly in Africa. Came out with an apology sermon on, now maybe this is old news and it just got to me, but he apologized for his teachings on tithings, where in the past he taught that people who do not tithe will not see heaven, and he has now apologized that is incorrect and unbiblical, and so he retracts those statements from those times.
Good job, Rev.
Firstly, when I saw Bishop Adeboye apologizes for teachings on tithing, I was like, please don't come out and say, please don't come out and say, please don't come out. And then when I read, I was like, phew.
It's okay. There's also, I mean, if you go in church news that's like old but new, there was a pastor. Oh, what's his name? He's been making the rounds now a lot. I saw he had an interview that day.
Oh yeah, no, this was a day ago. Look at me, I'm up to date.
This one happened a few months ago or a few weeks ago. Philip, what's Philip's name? Philip Anthony. I just call him Pam. His initials are PAM. Philip Anthony. I've been seeing a lot of clips of him. Mitchell. Is it Mitchell?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I think if I show you his face, I think you'll be able to recognize. He's been making a lot of social media.
Is this the dark guy? The angry, aggressive, and he's always wearing black.
Always wearing
Never
black.
knew his name.
Yeah.
It's, for me, it's so interesting how they just have like these new preachers. I don't say new preachers, people that have been around long, had their church. Suddenly they just go social media, viral, and everybody's posting them.
Yeah.
So now I know. Okay.
Yeah. So he had a sermon where he had to apologize, and he came up to apologize because he used the D word while he was preaching.
The one that I don't think is a bad word.
A lot of people don't think it's a bad word.
Oh really?
Yeah,
and he apologized.
He apologized. He said some people. He thanked God for the elders and stuff in his church that held him accountable, because he realized. He said for him and him growing up, that was a common word.
Right.
And the way he used it, And like it was so, it's like almost like you want to play it on air because the way he said it, he was talking about the Christians that don't care about people. Like you don't.
They don't
care.
They don't give a darn.
They don't give a. And he said darn at first, and then like I think he wasn't talking. He got more upset. I think that's what probably made him like, okay, now you upset.
Okay.
You frustrated now, so now you mad. He's like, you don't care about where people going. You don't care that your neighbor going to hell. And he's like, and then he doubled down on it afterwards.
DGMT has sent that straight to my chat. That's why I love the DGMT family. Yes. Oh no, that's not. They've sent me something else.
Something else? Yeah, no. So he came back and he apologized. Once he is very. I haven't not listened to a full serve from him.
What this is?
But he is very. He's very hardcore. He grew up on the streets of New York.
It gives like, you know, when you send the bad children to the boot camp and then a man screams in their face in order to get them to behave. That's definitely his style.
So he is one of, like, I listened to a bit of his testimony and you realize, like, he's like from that hard gang life.
Okay.
Grew up being in jail.
Jesus Christ.
And like,
do you remember that guy?
And understands now that, like, what Jesus did for him and how y'all find Jesus funny. Y'all better go to hell and y'all think it's funny. That's where he's at.
Right.
And then,
I mean, you could tell with the intensity.
His parents are from Trinidad. It's actually from Caribbean. So you get that little Trinidad Caribbean hotness. Okay. Which mixed up with I've been in jail and
he's definitely
y'all playing around with Jesus. I'll kill you all if y'all don't.
I must say, right. Like when I see when this video crosses my timeline and I kind of just skip past it, I do ask myself, are you skipping past it because you're just like not in that frame of mind right now? He's not really your style, or you're scared this man is going to scream in your face and convict you of some of your foolishness. You probably should listen to it. I have to be honest. Now. I have to be honest. A couple of times I've thought he probably going to call me out and I don't want to hear it.
No, he does. He be trying to call you. And he's like, y'all in America. I don't got preaching I'll be doing.
Now,
and he goes strong. He goes hard at the American pastors and stuff like that. And this is from March when this happened.
You playing this for me, eh?
No, I try to find a date. So it happened in March when the thing happened. And
Trey, I didn't know Trey was listening, but suddenly he's commenting. Didn't say good afternoon or anything. But he said, listen, Philip don't play, bruh.
No, Pastor Palm, he going to get it.
Pastor Palm.
It's Philip Anthony Mitchell.
This the daddy man?
Who's daddy man?
Jody, you're going to have to expand.
Yeah, I don't know daddy man.
We don't know what you mean. You don't know what's right.
I don't know who daddy man is. But yeah, so he apologized using the D word. Now, I know that word particularly, definitely.
We're not going back here.
It's a split.
I won't go back.
It's a split, Donald. It's a split.
Can't go back. We've had this show multiple times. I feel like when it comes to language and cussing and things like that, y'all do your best not to offend anybody.
And that's what it really boils down to.
Oh, Daddy Gio. Yes.
Daddy Gio.
That's what the kind of body.
Okay.
The body calls him Daddy Gio. Yes.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Trey come back and fix it. Trey says good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good day, good day, good day.
Good afternoon, Vera, and all. and he comes cussing afterwards. And then he cuss afterwards.
Dang.
But that's anyway. So I think that covers our news and reviews. And it's almost time.
More than covers our news and reviews. My question is, Delton, did you look at any of the videos I sent you?
I always look at videos, man.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. Did you watch the videos I sent you?
I didn't watch.
Because to look at is very different from watching.
Definitely is. One of the things I think you sent me was from Pastor Kevin Bond that was shared and went viral in regards to we love to worship.
Yeah, let's put it up.
But
that's where we dropping our anchor today.
Ooh, I gotta put anchor. You gotta drop anchor. I get ready to put this boat in the dock.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You gotta anchor it to go in the dock.
I pull it up the anchor, man. You gotta drop anchor.
You pull it up to pull off.
I try to get back. Oh, man, you end up with anchor, man. What?
But don't you have to put the anchor in when you get home as well?
Yeah, but
that's where we are. We're home and we're just dropping it so we can get off the boat and go in.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought that's
not dropping the anchor in the middle of the ocean.
Nobody drop anchor. That anchor is in the boat. So yeah, this was a post that went around. Tell us what we love to do, and someone said it was no truer words are being spoken. I always laugh at those guys. No true words.
No true words.
No true words ever being spoken.
We call that hyperbole.
Let's call it doing the most.
Potato.
Young people call it. You're doing the most. This statement here, this new generation has created a new This generation has created new worshippers of worship and not worshippers of God. And first thing that sticks out to me is
Spelling, let it go. Let it go.
First thing that stuck out to me is that this new generation has created new worshippers of worship. Anyway,
Okay.
what does that mean to you, man? What does that mean, worshippers of worship and not worshippers of God?
I feel like my understanding of this is that they're referencing the idea that we are getting high on the euphoria of the strings and the lyrics and the new style and this trendy way of gathering where we're all in a circle and we have a couple people in the middle and it's all very emotional. And I don't think emotion in worship is wrong, so please don't misunderstand me, but I think they're referencing the fact that we worship the high. Like the high is what the desire to worship is, the high we get from the worship experience. And as somebody who has found themselves victim to that high, I completely understand it. And I think it's something when you live in this human body with all the sensations we can experience, you're very susceptible to it. And I think the first thing we have to do is to acknowledge that we're susceptible to it. We're sometimes too scared to just acknowledge that I like worship.
I like I want to cry.
I like the feeling of the music that gives me goosebumps.
Right.
I like saying lyrics that make me cry. Right. And I think sometimes we're too scared to say that. And I think if you're going to argue that that's not me, you are telling a lie. And that's the first way to get yourself in problems. So I think this is referencing that element. No, it's not over. What? Because I'm usually screaming.
It's like he's locked on the trunk.
I am not usually screaming.
He's not that reserved.
I don't want to say anything anymore.
Pastor Desmond says that Vera is very, very.
Say what? I'm African. I can't. It's not. I'm not apologizing for it.
You're not the aggressive African though.
I feel like that's where it comes from though. Like I feel like it's a combination of being African and a teacher. Somebody posted something on their status today saying, I'm not screaming at you. That's my teacher voice. And I think that's true. But as I was saying before, the man of God told me I'm loud and aggressive, is that that's how I interpret the statement. And I agree with it wholeheartedly. And I think the challenge is we've perfected the art. We've perfected the genre. We are skillful. We are excellent in our presentation. We are intelligent with our wordplay. And so we have created something that is worthy of admiration.
Right.
Is worthy of admiration. So when you've created something that is admirable, but is designed to admire and worship God, it's very easy to stop halfway and just be caught up in admiring the experience of worship and lose the admiration. And no one does it intentionally. Or in an anti-God way, but I do think we get distracted. I do think even more now than ever before, because there's so many trappings. Back in the day when it was just Don and his keyboard, there wasn't much to get caught. Like you could get like, oh, this is a beautiful song, Don. Oh, this is love. But it wasn't much to get you caught up and distracted.
Well, not too much lights. Wasn't too much lights.
I don't want to blame the lights, Delton.
Wasn't my show. I mean, it wasn't my show. It wasn't
my show because sometimes now the show is just that the presenter is so beautiful. You know what I mean? Like you dressed well and you're well put together and you're, like you got a pleasant speaking voice. There's a lot more.
So we now move to a presentation. Like it's more presentation worthy.
Yeah, like we got this. We're selling a good product. If that makes sense. Even though the product that we're selling is really selling another product.
Sorry, you walk in. Welcome back to everybody.
And he just walked in at the right time. Why didn't he walk in when we were talking about Dallas and David at the police station? Why? No.
There's a picture of some children who got.
No, I purposely didn't give him the context. I wanted to sound I wanted to sound as scandalous as
no,
possible.
there's a post that says that we have created a new generation of worshippers of worship, not worshippers of God. Like they become worshippers of worship of the moment and the experience. And that's where you walked in on us.
Delton, what are your thoughts on the statement? How do you interpret it, and what do you think?
No, I don't think it must be interpreted. Like, I think that's what we have created a culture that loves the worship experience. Like I like the feelings and the emotions I get from sitting down. Like this, I could just watch a Stephanie, Frizzle. I don't Frizzle no more. We used to be Stephanie Frizzle. I could just sit down and just watch her and have a good time.
It's got a G in it this go round.
Yeah, great. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like just sit down. That's like, no man, I love this moment. This is really a good moment.
And
right
you know
here.
what I think the clue is?
And the songs are so beautiful.
I think you know what the clue is? The clue is to know when you're dealing with the worshipper who's is in love with worship, and the worshipper who's in love with the God they worship, is how quickly you can turn it on and off. How often you can choose to engage and not engage. Like if conditions don't feel right for you, then you don't engage. I feel like that could be a telltale sign.
Somebody body.
Man of God, what do you think? It sounds like you're mulling some things over in your mind.
Gotta pull the mic around.
Do you not know? Or are you trying to think about how to say what it is you know? I'm getting from your heavy breathing that you don't think the statement is fair. Or true or accurate.
Welcome to the show, Pastor.
Is this a case of
I can't hear him.
I didn't really go in the water to get wet, but I'm in the water so I get wet. I don't know, and that's a really
And then the next question is water wet?
It's water. I mean, right there.
Is water wet?
No.
It's a very
Please
kind of remedial way to look at it.
Expatiate. What do you mean?
It's a good word. I like it. Expatiate.
I learned it from a friend of mine who really shocked me with good vocabulary.
Very good word.
Like when he said it, I was like, what? Where did you? Don't you engineer and stuff?
I'm stuck on elucidate, but expatiate. It's very good. What is it that they love with the moment? Is it really the lights that they love, or is it not the aura?
So
the
I
ambience,
called it the high
energy.
I called it the high and the energy.
High.
Right. So
Right.
I call it the high.
Is that space though, that high? Is there not a divine element to that high?
Man of God.
I think that's why I'm careful answering it, because I don't think I don't know if it's right to call it impure. So therefore there may
But
be,
using
there's
the
a degree-
language of I don't like seeing myself in this way, first of all.
You look very nice today.
Everybody, wow, you sat and spoke to me for about half an hour.
There's no time for no kiki we's in business.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you look very nice every day. I don't want to say like today's special. You look very nice every day. Every day.
And
Listen to it last night.
What?
Listen to it last night.
Sigh. And Delton, this angle means you can't be seen. I feel like that's just how you want it. Would you like me to bring this down?
There you go.
But then
Or you're on the three.
he's gone up there. But okay, using the language in the statement, because I think this is a really good topic actually. Using the language in the statement, worshippers of worship, is that impure? If let's say that there's a group of people who, if we think about it, they admire, they adore the worship experience. Like they just love being, they like the feelings that come with it. They enjoy the music. They enjoy, the corporateness of it, that you're with people who, feel what you're feeling, and they're going where you're going, and they're crying like you cry, and you're very comfortable in that space. Is that impure? Because you're saying, you use the word impure, and I'm like, okay, let's connected to this the statement. Do you think that's impure?
I don't know that it is. I don't know. I mean, and usually, not usually, but persons assume I just go for the stick all the time, and I don't. I'm not the kind of guy.
Part of me feels like you're intentionally not going for the stick to prove that you're the guy who doesn't go for
I don't
the stick.
always go for the stick. Let me not go.
No,
for
it's
the
not.
I literally
really
think like he's decided I feel like Pastor Denzel can come in here and decide what side he's on and make the best argument for it, just depending on how he wants to present himself that day. And I think that's
No, I think this is really a
DGMT.
this
If we want to
really-
hear from you, don't just sit and listen. Come
this
on,
really requires
get involved.
some measure of rumination. I think you gotta kind of really just gotta soak on this, because if there is, you say they fall in love with worship, so it didn't say you fall in love with music and
Right.
you fall in love with worship, because I think the same can be said about prayer. This week I was dealing with in my little space
Delton,
this
why are
whole
you
idea
off the
of
camera?
persons
Can't be on with him.
persons falling in love with faith. Like they're falling in love with faith, and so they're falling in love with Mark 11:22, but not 21. Have the faith in God. They have in faith. So it's not really a faith in God, and so
Right.
they don't manifest.
It's the act of believing you will receive.
Right, and it's
Right.
not really. So we start at the second verse. We don't start at the first one where Jesus begins to say, "Listen, have faith in God." We don't start there. We start about which if you shall speak to this mountain, it'll be cast in the open sea.
Right.
I think it's that same scenario.
So when you have, but then are you saying, sir, if it's the same scenario and you're unsure if the worshiper of worship is an impurity in it, is there not an impurity in just having in? Are you saying the same is the case for faith? If you have, if your faith is in the faith rather than God, you know what I'm saying?
Is it impure? Is it ignorance? Is it a lack of training? Is it a lack of the fivefold? Are these things just pointing to a fivefold and mashup of eightfold of it mashup? That because that's how we get established, as we get mature. Are these conversations being had?
So that's in relation to
Because we
faith.
have-
What would be the lack in terms of worship?
Worship and prayer as well. Because we have this major prayer revival going on, and people are falling in love with prayer.
Mm-hmm.
You
Absolutely.
know, people are falling in love with faith. I'll just tag back a little bit. What got me about the faith thing was I kind of juxtapose that to this Second Chronicles thing that we love so much. Believe the Lord your God, so shall be established. Believe so shall he prosper. So we have people prospering, but who don't really believe God, and that's why they're so wavering. So they believe in that prophet, and they're getting the prosperity, but they are so unstable. They're so.
But part of me feels like the results from the principle should come from the principle in its entirety. Why are we getting results? Why are people who are in love with prayer getting results? If, there's the imbalance. The first clause.
Now, that's a question. You make an assumption that they're getting results, or what's the level of results they're getting?
Man of God, based on what I've seen, and I'm not going to go deep in like what I've discerned in the spirit realm, I think, but you know what? I think it's what you say. It's ignorance rather than impurity. And when ignorant people have a merciful God, and I think grace, the love, the grace, and the mercy of God,
how measureless,
is so incomprehensible.
right?
We can not love him truly. We cannot pursue him truly, and he would still reward us, still bless us, still hear us and answer and uphold his word, because he exalts that same word above his name. Anyway,
But let's go back. Then we have a lot of persons that we have known in our generation, in our previous generations, who were established in the faith, but broke, had no prosperity, but they believed the Lord their God, and so they were established. They ain't nothing. Don't care come hell or high water.
So they had clause A down.
Right. So the same with these things. They're mutually exclusive. That you can have A without B. You can have B without A. So that's that. Let's go back to the whole worship thing. I for a long period of time in my earlier years was in love with worship.
And you think?
And I was not. I can be honest. I was not. I projected a spirituality that I didn't have.
And I think worship.
And I had to realize that I didn't. And I was doing a lot. And hold on, I was very unstable too. But people were just madly in love with my love for God, because the way they saw in me was like, oh my God, this dude is such a powerful worship and this and that. I loved worship.
So I think the statement isn't. It's just a statement of something that is true, that there are
It is
people
true.
who worship.
Yes.
I guess the argument, if there is one, is that impure? But you're saying it is ignorant. But isn't there impurity in the ignorance? The fact that we're not necessarily punished for it or beat down for it because of the mercy, grace, and love of God doesn't change the fact that we have an imbalance that if we can see it, why not address it?
That's the question. I think the impurity of ignorance is what is articulated in Hosea 4:6, where he says, "My people are destroyed. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge." And then he goes on. We stopped there. He goes on and said, "Because you've rejected knowledge." It's the rejection of knowledge. So persons who have fallen in love with their ignorance.
So knowledge was available to them,
And they refused.
Fast
forward into the New Testament, where the wedding banquet was held, and he goes into the highways and the byways, because the people he invited didn't come. Vera had an appointment. Delton just got a new wife. All these things going on. So he says, go on the highways and byways and invite Denzel. Denzel shows up and doesn't have on a wedding garment. He said, hold on, buddy. Where is your wedding garment? And the Bible says, and he was speechless. In other words, he chose not to wear one.
So, man of God, my question then to you is there... No, I'm not going to say that.
Say it.
No, because it's wrong. Do we have less excuse in an age where knowledge is so readily available? That's it. That age of how will they know if they are not told, if the word is not preached, and how will it be preached if somebody is not sent? We're in an age where you don't need, knowledge is all around. You could find it.
I
so
want
do we
to
not
agree and disagree.
Do we not have a greater responsibility in an, let me not say an age where deception is high. Deception's always been high. But we have access to knowledge. We have access to all kinds of knowledge. And sometimes that access makes knowledge more confusing, because somebody plays the violin this way and somebody plays it that way. But then you have a greater need for the Holy Spirit. For me, all that this does for me, when I feel like Pastor A preaches this and Pastor B preaches the opposite and I'm conflicted in the middle, all that does for me is increase my desire to be able to discern by the Spirit of God. But I feel like we just lazy.
I think as Tony Evans had said, when there's a mist in the pulpit, there'll be a fog in the pew. I think we have, and I'm saying we, I'm putting myself in the collective, that we have pulpits that are so full with fluff. So we're not going deeper into challenging what has become the status quo. Okay, what's really happening here? We had a wonderful euphoric experience, but what really just happened? What is the residue of this moment? What is it going to look like? Is there any residue from this moment, or is this just a moment? And I think that the 21st century church has been a church of moments. Our people come into a moment and they leave the moment. So there's no lasting impact on how they live their life, how they function, and what was this a means to an end? And what is that end? Does that end when this moment ends, or does the end go beyond it? So I think when you listen, Vera and Delton, to what in many instances is charismatic / Pentecostal preaching, you cannot be surprised at people worship and adoring prayer and having a faith that is disconnected, disjointed, incongruent to who God is. Because the preaching of the pulpit is sandcastles playing by the seashore. We're not going to the deep.
I can read these comments because we can sit here long, because Already, my chest is doing that thing. It's been a while. So Delton put on the screen the post that is in the center of today's closing conversation. So Jody Ann said, we released the bat signal because he heard worship and it came to the door. He didn't even realize. Didn't even know. Pastor Denzel, okay, Delton, I'm sure you fixed that. So Julianne said she saw this statement, but she was confused because can you get lost in a place of worship and not collide with God? I don't know if I believe that people can worship but not worship God.
So I wanted to, because while I was talking tonight, I went to find the original post to see what angle the posters and the posties, which one they took it from. And I think a lot of them, they put a word in there that was not there. I think a lot of them look at the worship music and worship from the standpoint of praise and worship. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of them were responding.
I understood it that way.
Yeah, so a lot of them responded not for what the statement was, but what they interpreted to be was
worship music.
Persons are now in love with this.
Worship music.
AKA they're in love with the praise worship, the scenes, the lights, the cameras, the action.
That's what I understood it to be.
This is a statement of great depth. Whoever put this
right.
This is somebody, a deep thinker.
But the deep thinker probably was in line with what everybody else was saying.
But then I think the fact that
in line with everybody else did.
No, but then I think the fact that everybody
okay,
no,
so they happened on a deep statement then.
Because I think the fact that most people interpreted it the same way means that was his meaning. He just maybe needed to put in a word.
Yeah,
sometimes when you're being deep, you don't want to give it all away though. You want people's minds to go.
Okay,
so I giving the person more credit.
So from the response is like I agree. We still have to make sure we are well skilled and rehearsed. We must not let the preparation and skill cause us to think or lose focus on the why and who we worship or prepare in excellence. And the biggest thing is to spend our personal time with God, reading the word, praying for people we lead, and asking God for direction. When I pick music for our choir to sing, it's almost every time out of my personal time with God, and the music ministers to me. And I prefer vertical songs that forces our worship directly to God.
I think that's a different show there as well.
Yeah, so that was
the vertical versus the horizontal.
Right, a song
and
selections.
Even so, it's actually and
it's inward. Yeah.
Julianne said she doesn't know if that's possible. Julianne said, could this speak to rend your heart and not your clothes, and perhaps even pray in your closets versus in public and the results thereafter? Jody, you've got to expand when you say these really profound things. You've got to break them down for us. You've got to. What does the worship of worship look like? And I think if we're using worship in the sense as worship music, then hopefully, Julianne, does that make it clearer how this is being?
Worship is like prayer. Worship is a place. You can get to the place of worship. You can get into that space, that zone. And I'm really talking about when I believe I fit that classification. I believe that I know there's a season in my life when I was in love with worship. Mm-hmm. And it was spirit, but it wasn't truth.
Because the word worship outside of relationship with God has meaning. To adore something, to fawn over something, to be almost obsessed with something. Right. So if we say obsessed with worship music, if we try to let's change the wording. We have people who have come to adore worship music rather than adore God. Because if we don't use the word worship, it makes it all. But if we change worship to what worship really is, to ascribe worth to something, someone, a deity, and maybe that we've made the worship music, because it's so fantastic, the deity. And I think that's what I mean. Like the distraction is away from, because for me, I agree with the statement because I know, like you, Pastor Denzel, I agree that there were times where for me, the excitement about the worship experience was because I needed the good feeling. I needed the high. Yeah. And if I didn't get the high, then it didn't hit. And this was something God had to completely in terms of worship leading. If there wasn't a certain emotional response, I felt like I hadn't done a good job.
Right.
I felt like and the question is, what is the job you are doing?
Right.
What job have you given yourself? What employment have you assigned? If this is just a case of expressing a love for God, whether that and so I feel like we have to feel something, and if we don't feel something, it's unsuccessful. But then I feel like, isn't there there's almost a worshiping of self? It's like a drug. Like if the drug doesn't hit, then we go and find, or maybe change genres, because Chandler stopped doing it for me. And so, and that's the truth. We just kind of move from one.
It's a true story.
Try find the next high. And so I wonder that when we get to that point, we're trying to make sure that it gives me the feeling. Have you magnified yourself in this process a bit too much? And so because I know that place, absolutely, I agreed with the statement.
It's like, I feel like if you could pull up 20 segments of Denzel back in the day, and I'll tell you, that was about God. That one was about worship. And probably 3 of them were being about God, 3 to 20, 4 to 20. And the other 17, 16 would have been about that feeling that I got. Not about, my mind was not locked in to the source of my strength and the strength of my life. It was locked into this wonderful moment. And you can fall in love. One of it's a possibility that's why many of us never get to the place that I define as glory. That we get stuck in the place called presence. We never move further in to that place of exchange with God, because it was not about God. It was about the moment, as opposed to a God connect, because the glory place forces you to connect with God. I mean, getting to that holies of holies in Scripture, beyond that veil, that's a God space. You know that's a God space. You can get caught up with the priest and everybody else on the outside. Once the priest and them bells at the bottom of his garment and all, he has to become God-centered. Oh, that's pretty good. He is forced. He has no choice but to be consumed with God as he moves from them basins and turns towards that big curtain. That 4-inch stick, they say, curtain. So now there's a God moment, because there's an element of terror. There's an element of awe. There's an element of yieldedness that is required for that next dimension, that third dimension, because the prayer is that we move from the third to the fourth dimension. And it could be that the reason that the church based on the results thereof, we can make a pretty decent, safe conclusion that we've been ending in that middle space, in the holy place. We have not been getting to the holies of holies, the place of the glory, the God encounter and exchange that actually shifts us to the fourth dimension, which is functioning on a supernatural realm. Let
me read these comments and then try and unravel what's going on in my head. Jodie Ann says I suppose I mean falling in love with the look. In terms of she was explaining that.
Some deep stuff you're talking about now.
Indeed. Julianne says, but how do you teach that? So because the sermon is good, the pastors are teaching us to worship the word, because these feelings can come from all aspects of the things that grow us in God. I think it's more self-projection. Explain that, please, Julianne, when you say you think it's more self-projection. She goes on to say, because I worship and probably more people do, that means worship leaders taught that. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think anyone's arguing that is something that's taught. I'm arguing that it's laziness. That's what I'm arguing. I'm not actually. I looked at that statement and I put myself in the position of anybody and everybody. I think how that applies to a worship leader is completely different. I wasn't talking about that. I'm just talking about just all of us, just general. If Pastor Denzel goes off singing a song, where I am in that moment, when I'm not the person necessarily holding the mic, carrying everybody, because I think that's a whole different, because you talked about when you looked at yourself as like, oh, that was about God, and that day I was thinking about how good the song was. And I think when you're in the pew, you don't have to do all of that thinking. So what you doing? Right. Because the people who are up there is a different dynamic. There's like a whole realm of things that are going on in our minds. I believe in the eyes of God, we get a blind. That's how I feel. I feel like when you're in the pew, you don't get a blind. What you doing? Like, what's your excuse?
I think the danger is that we're forgetting the real thing. And let's go to education, your favorite area. We're developing.
My favorite.
We will get to a place
my specialism.
Where, because of Chat GPT, we are now teaching people how to be effective in Google. This is be one step behind. That's what we typically do. Mm-hmm. And so, whereas there was a generation that read Julius Caesar and To Kill a Mockingbird and and the wooing of Beppo Tate.
The wooing.
The wooing of
Beppo Tate. You know, and things fall apart. Chinua Achebe.
The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy.
We read
loosed upon the world.
We read these things, and we're developing a generation that are reading reviews of these things.
Right.
So,
and
what we have is replicas of copies of copies and replicas of
copies
replicas.
of copies of copies. And so the generation of persons that are madly in love with worship,
people still reading this.
that's all they know. Because we have lost this projection of God. We don't project God like that no more. We project the things of God.
So how do we? Because I really believe that's Julianne's question. So what is it that's been done wrong and what needs to be done better? And who's to blame?
What segment name? What the segment name?
This one here.
The what could do better? Better.
WWWEBI. What went well? Even better if. What's the even better if? What's the even better if in this moment? Julianne thought she'd throw in a cow named Boy.
A cow named Boy.
I think to be intentional in our introduction of God, like every once in a while, let him come on the stage, you know. We don't, stage right, enter God.
What does it look like?
Huh?
What does that look like?
It looks like, watch this, all hail the power of Jesus' name. Songs like that.
Songs.
Simple as
that. Shouldn't they be the bulk of what we do? Should we not have to introduce them?
It probably happened.
No, because I mean, even as a worship leader, and I've talked about this on the show before. Maybe you have evolutions. I think my most recent evolution is consciously being more vertical. That's something as a worship leader I am. But when I come to pick my song and I look at the repertoire, I'm like, I did not realize how many of these were not vertical.
Bingo.
Like I didn't realize, and that's why the hymns do what they do, because they just by nature of being hymns were vertical, and it's really. That's why you stick a hymn at when the worship leader sticks a hymn. Tell to send me like a meme when the worship leader sticks a hymn at the end of the set, and then everyone's like, "Thank you very much." And it is that. It is.
I remember when I heard this song the first time. Probably wasn't the first time for y'all. We were at the house late on Sunday night, and we just looking at worship stuff, and that Jesus on the night, Jesus in the street, Jesus. Like first time ever hearing that song.
We trying to find songs. We were trying to find songs.
We were trying to.
Did y'all know that song? You know that song? That night, you knew it before.
Remember that night we were just searching. We were searching the Conky Joes for songs.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that night. That wasn't the first time I heard that song. So I probably heard it before.
Oh, that's the first time we heard that.
That's the first time we heard it.
Yeah.
When I was there.
Yeah, that night we was on YouTube and that's going.
But we hadn't sang it yet.
No.
Oh. We were at the house that night. I thought that was the first time too.
I think. Yeah, I don't think you know one either. At the time.
Maybe.
Yeah,
because we were searching through songs, finding songs.
We got stuck there for a little bit. Like
right.
Jesus. Jesus. What is a lot of Jesus? Wow.
Jesus.
It almost felt awkward to hear all this Jesus in one song.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow, you're just saying Jesus.
What about me?
Yeah.
What about me?
But you know what it is.
That Joyce Myers line. What about me? What about me?
But also, in addition as well, should worship music, you say it was lots of Jesus on the mountain, Jesus in the streets, Jesus in the darkness over every enemy, Jesus for my family, I speak the holy name of Jesus. It is my fear that once you've done that, a lot of saved saints have to grapple with, how well do I know this Jesus? Right. This concept that you put him in my face, called him. Like, when I hear Jesus, what comes to mind? If I hear Delton, certain things come to my mind about his character, his nature, his personality, how he moves, how he behaves. When I hear Pastor Denzel, certain things go off in my head because I know him. When we hear Jesus on the mountain, Jesus, and then the song gives you plenty Jesus, right. What is the character and the nature that instinctively comes to mind because of how much we know him? Because not the danger, I love that song, but it's like, you gave me plenty Jesus and I have to grapple with one, it was really awkward to hear his name that much in a song.
Right.
2, I don't know what feelings that evokes because I don't know him that well. And I wonder, maybe we should start writing worship music a bit more about, that teaches people a bit more about who he is.
That would be nice.
Worship music that really kind of just goes a bit more Bible, like, one that walked on water. But like, because,
I like you going.
because, you know what I mean? Like, opens up the book for the people then be like, these on the mountain, these in the streets. This is epic because Jesus was a this and Jesus did this and he is this. And because again, when I hear Jesus, what comes to mind? What character, what nature type thing? Yeah, sorry. Julianne says, big gasp, we don't let him in, Rev. Clutches pearls and faints. She says, okay, now I see and understand with the explanation of the chat GPT.
Our mighty
and the letting
fortress
God
is
in.
our God, a bulwark never failing.
The
Our
hymns.
helper he amid the flood.
Where's
of
Alan
mortal
Wilson? Scrap
ills
the set list for
prevailing.
tomorrow. Scrap it.
For still our ancient foe doth seek to work us woe. His craft and power are great and armed with cruel and
Oh my
hate.
God. That's it.
On earth is not his equal. Did we in our strength confide, our striving would be losing. We're not the right man on our side, the man of God's own choosing. So dost ask who that may be? Christ Jesus, it is he. Lord Sabaoth, his name, from age to age the same, and he must win the battle.
Ow! Jeez.
So if you
now when after that you say Jesus, I'm like, I know him. I know what you mean. I know who you mean. I know who you mean.
If you worship that worship,
you can't get lost.
No, you can't get lost in that.
You can't get lost in that.
It can mess and pull you in. You want me to right? We're like, whoa.
You can't get lost in that. And then this is a whole nother conversation for a whole nother show because we're 2 hours in and we need to wrap up.
Last verse. That word above all earthly
Go ahead,
powers,
sir.
no thanks to them abideth. The spirit and the gifts are ours through him who with us sideth. Let goods and kindred go. Goods. This mortal life also. The body they make ill. God's truth abideth still. His kingdom is forever.
Julianne's kind of preempted what I was going to say. Then the culprit, the criminal in this whole situation, is the songs that we write. Julianne says, I think then it was the unintentional issue, and I agree, unintentional issue that was created by songwriters who wanted to decode the verbiage of hymns and connect people who won't get it. So we wanted to kind of almost simplify it too much. We simplified it and made it easier because we phased out of song service into praise and worship. We had to create songs that were catchy, memorable. So it made sense to use metaphors and similes to represent God and then put them on repeat over and over again because those are more palatable. Those encourage more corporate. Thank you. They encourage more corporate. We've literally cracked the code. We smart.
So now no more ground beef, soy sauce, egg, seasoning and rolling and flattening and put in the pot.
Just give me the meatball frozen.
That's hamburger helper.
Hamburger helper.
What's a hamburger helper?
Bingo.
It's a hamburger helper. It helps the hamburger.
That's what we have now.
It's like frozen body actually was on like frozen body.
It's new. In new age, praise and worship, definitely frozen patties. Yeah. The ones that have been in the fridge long.
And Doritos.
Huh?
And Doritos.
Not even potato chips.
So for the correction, not correction, but that's for more clarity. The original post was by Kevin Bond. That's what the post was. Before that though, he posted that, and I think he sort of clarified. I think that post itself came after this one. It says many are addicted to church and the worship that brings and the emotions that they bring, but few are addicted to God. So that was the way that post like sort of spring off from.
I think Kevin talking what he live.
Kevin Bond is a musical genius. I said that he's a musical.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
So we've decoded it, and I've said this maybe once or twice under my breath, and maybe in private conversations. And I know my pastor's gonna highly, strongly disagree.
Go for it.
I feel like
no, I won't.
The design of praise and worship came at a time when it was necessary, but I think in many ways it's become our enemy. The worship leader, the team on stage. I feel like we can't go back, but the days where you bring your song and we talk to one another in psalms and spiritual songs, and you brought a song and I brought a song and we had a book and somebody raised one because that's what they were feeling and we joined in and I raised one. So that was what I was feeling, and there was a sense of we are all contributing.
Yeah, it was congregation. It was congregational.
Like we're all contributing to this worship because we all know this God. We all have some revelation of him that we want to express. But I have to wait to see if the praise team expresses my expression. You know, like the song that blessed me this week, I really hope they sing it in church, because I really like how life worship team is do songs. You know what I mean?
Right.
When they do a song, they do a song. But my song this week, little tahini, it's a song. So I feel like that. But then that's to do with how church is. We don't sit at tables.
The cause of song service and devotion service.
That's what I said on Thursday night. I told you that Thursday night. Let's go.
But we don't. But we also don't have church where we're all sitting at a table sharing a meal while the word of God is being shared. Like, that's different. There's the congregation and the pew and the platform, the pew and the pulpit. That separation necessary for the growth of the gospel and how many people in the world are Christians. It's not a small 5,000, 6,000 in different, towns and countries. This is trillions of us now. But I do feel like we lost something. There was something that was sacrificed, and it was inevitable. You can't have lost it.
I remember your first experience of good song service one convention Sunday morning, and y'all came back like, oh my God, I enjoyed that. That first good song service we had in convention Sunday morning. We are doing Sunday morning this year, and we're going to have song service. We're going to have good song service.
And I'm not a proponent of it just because I'm a worship leader who wants to take a break.
The experience thereof, because then you got singing again. People singing, people worshiping, people praising.
Yeah.
And sometimes you actually slip into worship. And you fool around, you might slip into glory.
And that sense of you entered the gates with thanksgiving and you came into the courts with praise. Like, there wasn't I'm going to sit down and wait for somebody to carry me there. That has been lost. And again, there's no one to blame per se, but it's, yeah.
I think there's something to blame. I think the structure of the system, the institution can be blamed, because we don't have room for that no more. This is a perfected show.
Yeah.
Isn't that for that?
No, we got to be tight.
And you know what?
It's all about being tight. This whole, I look, when I go places now, because we've done it in life, but I go places now, I get shocked. People still holding you at the door when this is going on. You can't walk in here, and you can't this, and you can't that. And I'm looking for things that to tear down in our church. Like, let's tear these things down so that we can still have church. I wonder if we should have a drop box for people to drop their songs in that they want to sing this Sunday.
Put them on a hat.
No, I mean, but like they could drop it in there and we could learn it.
Oh, you mean like that's
yeah,
like songs, suggestions, and recommendations.
Yeah, I mean that might be. Mother being told the story, but when she had to lead praise song service, she lead song service on Sunday. She praying all week long.
Yeah,
for the right song. I mean, I'm sure that's what you guys do as well as worship team.
Yeah,
but back then there was such a broad perspective of persons that you could call anybody know that Denzel, you lead songs this week. Whoa, really? And you know that call is coming. If you stay church long enough, that call is going to come. You can get a call that you're doing song service this week. So get it together.
More devotion than anything.
Definitely devotion.
To get a call for devotion.
You get a call for devotion. To me, devotion. But I think somewhere along the line we watered down devotion so much, because devotion was really that's where the meat was. That's the meat and potatoes right there.
That was the worship to the praise. The praise songs was the praise. Devotion was now your time of worship.
Yeah. And,
come day you pray, read the scripture.
We kind of watered that down. That's when you go in. Doing devotion, I should slow it down. Remember me. Remember.
Someone needs to take out the bread. Absolutely.
Oh, Lord.
Let me get these comments before we wrap up.
I gotta go.
Jody Ann says, you don't get to do that. Wow. Is it that we use worship as a salve rather than exalting him in the fullness of his power? This is like my students when they say, do you think, is the author trying to, no, baby, tell me what you think. Don't ask me. Tell me.
Don't ask me.
Literally. To connect emotions with the love of God, but make it relatable. This is the reference of hymns, what we did to hymns in praise and worship songs. So we keep him in our feelings. And I don't feel like feelings in worship are a bad thing, because I'm like, love is a feeling as much as it is a verb, right? So this, some people make feeling sensations and emotions in worship criminal, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I feel, what have you done to my, I feel for friends and for family and for husband and children. Why should I not feel for God? I don't understand why I should separate feelings from my expression to him. But yeah, Julianne continues and she says, but we needed Sunday school, Bible study and preaching to keep us grounded, but we gave up all. And used worship as the substitute for relationship and knowledge. Powerful. Dwayne says, in this postmodern age, I think the church has endeavored to make Jesus our buddy and have him be relatable. We, in some ways, shapes and forms, undeify God. Agreed. I feel like there is a space for Jesus to be friend. And I feel like I can say that confidently because that's what I know him to be.
I think.
But I said a space.
In a true context, in the
fullness of his image and power.
Like, I think the word buddy is different from friend. Like, you say, this is my buddy. He can be a friend, but not your buddy. To me, that terminology itself is, I think, what separates it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Jesus is my buddy. It's like, no, you can say, I'm over and that you call me friend. Different from saying, I'm over and you call me buddy. It doesn't sound the same. So I think that terminology is a good terminology that Dwayne used, that we want you to be our buddy.
I got it.
Yeah.
Agreed. Julianne says, so I guess we're back to Vera's statement on the lazy Christian. Because when we lost the Sunday school and the Bible study, we don't leave worship to study the Bible, get knowledge, and build the relationship with God. But then was the Bible study and Sunday school the totality of our... You understand what I mean, Julianne? Right. Was taking that out, now taking out all our knowledge and relationship with him? Because if that was... then that's another question in and of itself. I think for me, the measure of effective worship leading, the measure of effective preaching, the measure of effective church structuring is that it should make me want to know him more.
Right.
Period. I think if the level of satisfaction I get from the worship experience means I'm good for the week, then something is wrong. I am or they are. I think that is a solid... Now, in my desire to know him more, I might be delinquent. I might be indisciplined. I might be procrastinating. But I should leave with the desire to know him in the fullness of his power and the power of his resurrection. I should want to know him more. I should be hungry and thirsty and desirous to know God more. And so I think that should be the aim of praise and worship music, sermons, teaching, everything. The way church is organized, because the one argument is, the church is not supposed to be, the church is supposed to be poor. They're supposed to be giving all their money to the poor. And the flip side of the argument is that it represents the omnipotent God of all the universe in all his glory. It should be something that is well put together, high-end, ornate, etc. But in that, it should point to him. It should make people see it and want to know him, not see it and want more of it. Something's gone wrong.
Oh, you outside too?
Yeah.
I think that's our internet.
It has just dropped out.
Oh, Jesus. Because those who are still on the radio, you can still hear us. But probably our internet at our current location has been disconnected for some strange reason. So y'all can bear this for a few seconds, see if it comes back up. But it has to be a resurgence of going back to wanting to know
the desire to want to know Jesus.
Yeah, for yourself. More about Jesus. Ooh, more about Jesus. More of his saving sometimes.
Nessie.
There you go, bingo. More
of his love.
There you go. You know the words.
Who died for me?
You know before us, or you don't know yet?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I've been here so long, I can't remember what was pre-bomb.
All right, so people say they can still see in here. So I think it's just our computers. My computer's back up now too. All right.
Rude.
Very rude. All right. So anyway, guys, but it's been real fun. We've had a good time. It's been real
fun and deep.
Yeah, we've been very deep. But tune in next week. We'll be back with more things. I have some videos lined up that we're going to talk about next week.
You do?
And that's the one that I sent you with the ushers, with the child on the stage. Definitely talk about that. I want to pass the beer for that because the way he did that was so smooth. The way he riled the ushers and talked with the child at the same time. So we can talk about that next week.
It was giving Pastor Denzel.
Yeah.
Absolutely giving Pastor
Denzel.
With a child?
With a child.
Now, but an adult, I can't see it going very much the same way.
We're going to be here next week. What time?
11:45.
11:45.
Welcome song starts at 11:50.
You're going to see a flyer soon. That's
Let me tell you what.
Tell us.
Come on.
Tell us.
Midterm break is next week.
And you're going to be awake at 11:45.
Yeah, I said that out loud and I was like, oh. No, I say that to say that Saturday morning lying, I don't need it because I'm going to get Monday morning lying and a Tuesday morning lying and a Wednesday morning lying and a week. I don't know why you act shocked every time. Same flavor every
night. Our midterm break is 2 days. We get
some people's midterm break is 2.5 hours, bro.
They get the holiday.
You doing well?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
I'm still not getting any internet.
I think so we have the Monday.
I want something really good to eat now.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
I want something really good to eat. I've cooked for myself all week long. I feel like I deserve
a treat.
I don't need it to be a treat, like a cheat meal. I just need it to be not cooked by me.
It's a treat meal. It's not a cheat meal. It's a treat meal.
Yes, I just need it to be not cooked by me. I posted a status this week and I really wish I screenshot it because it really captured the essence of my entire life right now.
What did you do?
I said, so I'm really up here. I'm really...
Oh, yeah, that whole thing, that whole spiel.
And as soon as I sent it, I saw about 12 more things that I could have put on the list.
That more. I was like, Julie has to go to the spot.
That's so far, Julie. You could bring me back something and I could pick up from your...
We ain't gonna... Oh,
Delton already told me he was taking you all out there, Julianne.
And
don't let him change his mind.
Time is filled with swift transitions. Because I had full plans.
None
on Earth and Moon. Earth and Move can stand. Something.
That don't make sense.
Something can't stand. But thank you all so much for rocking with us. Those who have stayed and I would say endured, but you're not endured. And enjoyed this 2 hours.
None. On Earth, unmoved can stand.
Unmoved. It's all right. Some are moving stand.
None on Earth can stand.
Yeah. So thank you all who stick around for this whole 2 hours and 16 minutes and 29 seconds of we've been on here. For those that are waiting on Kingdom Vibes with DJ Counselor, that's coming your way in a few minutes. So keep it locked right here to Glory 93.9 FM. That show.
We're going to be here at 11:45 next week. I don't want anybody dragging foot.
Next week, 11:45. I'm going to put the flyer out.
3. I need to see
what I want you to do for me on this when you on your break or at some point at home. You find a clip, find a good funny clip for us. Cut it, send me. I'm gonna put a flyer out there from DGMT. I'm gonna put a flyer. I'm gonna pay myself for the ad. I'm gonna pay for the ads myself. I'm gonna put ads on Facebook. They'll be starting 11:45.
Pressure is strong.
You want to talk about it? Let's do it. Don't talk about it.
Let's go. And Delton, we need our graphics for our segments.
Yeah, because we didn't do our song of the week this week. We didn't do our question of the day.
We didn't do nothing.
We just talk.
Just yapping. Gums. Huh.
You want to do what you want to do. This not Burger King. You can't have it. You're right.
And from next week, it will not be that we have it our way. Delton, I'm going to be on it.
You going to be on it?
When you say a clip, you want like a video or you want a picture? Little video.
Yeah, video. We're going to pay.
Where we did a kiki.
A kiki. Are we going to post it? Are we going to pay that? I'm going to pay that little $10-15 from
We need a topic
Facebook.
though.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
for
do
the
it.
week.
Big show. Big things going.
Go.
I think Girl Talk's come back next week too. So the pressure's going to get worse. I think Girl Talk's coming back next week. We have More Than Talk that's ready on. More Than Talk comes your way Thursdays at 5:30. We have Barbershop Talk that comes your way on Tuesdays at 5:30. Then I think Girl Talk is back here on Mondays at 4 o'clock.
Come on.
We're going to be DGMT at 11:45 on Saturdays.
Let's go.
Standing 10 toes down. We stand on business.
Some of you are going to have to find a new joke.
We standing on
business, bro.
Business. We gonna
if I gotta beat my face Friday night and lie like this, we standing on business. We standing on business.
Russian. Well, yeah, y'all continue to have a great weekend. For those of the ladies online, our Ladies Sunday is tomorrow at Life Worship Center. We get started at 9:30 a.m. Actually, press starts at 9 a.m. We get started at 9:30. And so
that's early mornings for us.
So we invite you to come down and come join us. It's going to be an amazing time. I've seen some of the stuff they have planned. It's going to be amazing. It's going to
be wonderful.
We have two of the authors of our church going to be there to sign books. Patrice, we just spoke about Patrice just now. She's going to be there.
I had a sneak peek at her new book.
And of course, Madam Marisha Walker, Minister Walker, the nation's youth pastor.
She's going to be there?
She's going to be there delivering, selling her books as well. Oh, yeah. I think she is. Oh, she's not going to be there, but her book's going to be there. I forgot that. Yeah, she is.
Signed
definitely.
copies of her book?
Okay, our book's going to be there.
Definitely her book's
You buy the book, you come back next week, she's going to sign them. I think she's out being the nation's youth pastor.
She is, definitely.
And traveling. So she's going to be traveling. But when she comes back, she's going to sign that book for you. So we have her. She's going to be there. Minister Patrice Taylor, her book's going to be out there as well. It's going to be a hoot and a holler.
And it is the end of Summer Life.
And
this is your last chance to catch the Summer Life energy, the Summer Life
song, the Summer
Apparently,
Life.
the ladies are coming with the best gifts and surprises that have been given for the entire Summer Life season, and that's a hard act to follow. So it would be remiss of you not to be in the house. So if you are looking for somewhere to worship, come on down. Sorry, I missed some comments. Jody answered what we eating. I raise eyebrow. I really want some pasta. That post on Facebook really makes me want pasta.
Don't do that though.
Where can I get good pasta from?
Don't do that yourself.
No, should I? Work too hard this week. Julianne says she's been trying to go 4 months. I ain't getting in it. Yeah. I ain't getting in it. But so far, Julianne say let's go. So I guess Julianne wants to ride. Julianne says I'm believing God that next week we'll taste and see. Because next week's show will be over.
No, we'll be early.
All we're gonna have is time.
All we got is time.
All we're gonna have is time. And I'm sure who Julianne's talking about, but
the time of my life. All right.
Delton, can you end with your song of the week? Why can't we do that?
I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I never felt this way before.
I gotta go back to mine.
I swear.
I had to start a whole YouTube thing so
It's
I could
the
remember.
truth.
Yeah, so we didn't chance to us. So that's
owe it all to you.
So my song of the week, I went back to a favorite.
I told Delton my songs of the week are not in English, so I don't know how to help you.
I'm gonna play. If everybody knows it, if you are a familiar gospel.
So that was very silly.
Aficionado. What you do? Wow. And why?
I've been sleeping from show started. Julianne, you see, people like Julianne need new jokes.
People don't respect us.
She said 10 prosthetics because I can't see. Ow!
Anywho.
Prosthetic. So now, Julianne, you want to go. If this is your attitude, you ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere. So y'all be safe. Y'all have a God-filled weekend, a glory-filled weekend. Keep it locked on 93.9 FM. Your favorite station, in the words of John A. Gibson. Keep it locked and loaded. And loaded. On Glory 93.9 FM. Of course, like I said, John A. Gibson comes your way every Monday to Friday. At 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. with the shift. Monday, Girl Talk's coming back. We have Tuesdays, Barbershop Talk. Thursdays, More Than Talk. Saturdays, DGMT Talk. So y'all be safe. Y'all have a great weekend. It's been real.
It's been fun.
My song of the week is a good oldie classic. It's a John Peaky classic. And it goes like this. So this is a song of the week. John Peaky. The song's called Rain on Us. I was feeling drums this week. And when you feel drums, there's no other drum.
I mean, Delton, you could always play them.
I could. I did Thursday. That's how I got the drum. So I was like, let me go play. Let me go ahead and go play.
I got it.
So I went and play. Y'all have a great weekend. I've been Delton and she's been
Vera.
And we are being gone. So here's John Peaky, Rain on Us, guys. Y'all be safe. Have a God-filled and glory-filled weekend. Bye, everybody.
Say it again. Come on, oh yeah. Yo, Tony, play basement. Play it again. I need the house to rock with me. Let's go that way, everybody. I'm the cooperator. You better watch the cooperator. Rock with me now, come on. Here we go. Freeze. That way. I told you to watch me now. I'm old school. Watch the cooperator. Freeze. Oh, y'all know
go. Freeze. You got it? Well, we ain't gonna do it no more. Say, rain on us.